All right, the official game time right now, moments away from kickoff, 1:01 p.m. Official game time brought to you by your all-pro team of Citizen Watches, and It's About Time stores located in a mall near you. And a good note for Falcon fans, you can win $10,000 in the Payday Punt Payoff Contest. Each game will select a payday punt. If the Falcons return that punt for a TD, our contestant will win $10,000. Complete rules and registration where you buy Payday. Now we are set for the kickoff. The Atlanta Falcons won the toss and have elected to receive. They'll have Jamal Anderson and the rookie Roel Preston back to take the kick of John Casey. Played his college ball at Georgia. Graduated 6 years ago. For the last 5 has been with Seattle. He came to the Carolina Panthers as an unrestricted free agent, and he is about to begin. The Carolina Panthers are underway. Their first ever game. Back deep, Roel Preston takes it at the 5, cuts left to the 20, out to the 23-yard line. And that's where the Atlanta Falcons will have the ball. Roel Preston, the rookie from Ole Miss who had never returned kicks, did a good job in the preseason on punts and kicks, and therefore got the opportunity to return the first kickoff here in 1995. Jeff George steps out front for the Falcons. At the quarterback spot, he'll have Craig Hayward in as his single setback. Eric Metcalf, Bert Emanuel, J.J. Burden, Terrence Mathis are the wide receivers, and let's see how the Falcons open. Out wide to the left side goes J.J. Burden. Wide to the right side comes Bert Emanuel. Metcalf and Mathis in the slot to the right. George behind center. Snap. Handoff. First play runner. Up the left guard side of the field goes Craig Hayward for about 3 yards. Rod Smith made the stop for Carolina. Carolina up front will have Gerald Williams, Greg Cragen, and Mike Fox on the defensive line. They play that 3-4. Most teams have gone to the 4-3 now. Darian Connor, Carlton Bailey, Sam Mills, and Lamar Lathan, the linebackers. The corners are Rod Smith and Tim McKyer, former Falcon, as you know. Brett Maxey, who also played for Atlanta, and Bubble McDowell are the safeties. This will be 2nd down 7 from the 26. 6 defensive backs in there for Carolina. Jeff George behind center, Roman Fortin. Short drop, looks and throws lefts. It is complete to the 31-yard line, short of a first down to J.J. Burden.
I'll tell you, the Falcons realized from the beginning there, the first play, that Carolina's strength is against the run. They got 2 big guys in there, Williams and Fox, who are going to be tough to move out of there. Jeff George is going to have a good day today for them to move the ball consistently. And that was a good throw by Jeff there.
Jeff George had an excellent preseason. Falcons 2-2. They lost on the road to Philly and on the road at Buffalo. Won both games here at the Dome. 3rd down 3. Slot left formation now. Hayward lined up as a tight end to the right side. Metcalf back in the backfield. He's going to throw it. Wide open is Emanuel, and he's interfered with. No. Yes, there's the flag at the 31-yard line.
I'll tell you, they ran like an option there almost, with Jeff running down the line, then pitched it out to Metcalf, who lined up in the backfield. We talked about that earlier. And that was Brett Maxey got dusted on that, but also when he pitched that out, they bid on that expecting to run, and that guy, Brett, kind of tried to take his head off when he came by there to pick up his mistake.
We knew we would see this.
The pass was tipped by the defending player before it hit the passer's head.
So the pass interference flag is picked up because the pass had been tipped before it left Eric Metcalf's hand, thus no pass interference, and that will simply go as a long incompletion from Eric Metcalf.
I think Tim McKyer may have actually been the guy to tip that.
Well, the Falcons would have had the ball, 1st and 10 at the 32 of Carolina. Now, after that 3rd down incompletion with no pass interference call, Eric Gilford back at his 25 to take Dan Straczynski's punt. Straczynski from Tampa Bay, one of the best position punters and hang time punters in the NFL. This one is high. Gilford at the 24, left side at the 25. Out to the 30, cuts right now. Tries to stretch it right, upside to the 34, and down he goes. Brad Edwards made the stop, and Carolina hold the Atlanta Falcons to 3 and out on their first possession. And here comes Carolina with Frank Reich, the unrestricted free agent, who came from Buffalo, where he was primarily the backup to Jim Kelly. You may recall Frank Reich led those great comebacks in college, Maryland over Miami, and, of course, the big comeback with the Buffalo Bills. and he is known for that, and I have a feeling he'll have a lot of comeback opportunities this year. Baldwin and Christian are in the backfield. Beebe and Carrier are the wideouts. Willie Green also in there for the Carolina Panthers. Their first play ever in their franchise history is a pass play to the left side. Christian gets it at the 35, gets out to the 41-yard line. Bob Christian tackled by D.J. Johnson. Bob Christian is the 5'10", 230-pound fullback from Northwestern, who was a 12th-round draft choice of the Atlanta Falcons in 1991, but never played for this franchise in regular season action.
Well, there's that play action we talked about, Bob. They just faked the dive to Christian and got him out in the flat. Nobody picked him up. Everybody was playing a run, and he picked up a handful of yards.
Second down 4 from the 41. Carolina Panthers in the pro set. Split backs and receivers wide left and right. Right behind center. Drops to pass. Has time. Goes right side. Has a man wide open. It is complete. Down to the 40-yard line of Atlanta. Willie Green out of Ole Miss, a free agent who was with the Bucs last year, made that grab. And this does not look like an expansion team on their first couple of plays from the line of scrimmage. They look poised and have moved the ball inside Atlanta Falcons territory.
Well, Willie Green's a veteran, and Ron Davis is a rookie, and that was very apparent on that play. Ron was turned around completely, had no idea where Willie was.
Slot right formation for the Panthers. First down 10, just inside the 40 of Atlanta. Opening moments in game 1 from the Dome. Christian sets up now the fullback on the right side. Tailbacks Baldwin. Reich drops the throw. Falcons coming. Excellent protection. He lets it go. Man is open but overthrown, and the flag is down. D.J. Johnson covering Mark Carrier down inside the 20-yard line, and a penalty marker went down.
I think DJ felt like if he held on to him, it was better than 6, giving up the penalty, and I think that may have been if he didn't grab him.
Holding, number 44, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, the Atlanta Falcon defense certainly not looking like the defense of the preseason, the defense that was expected here. The Carolina Panthers have protected Frank Reich despite good pressure attempts by the Falcons. And now 2 Falcon defensive backs have had trouble. Davis and there, D.J. Johnson, both cornerbacks. So it is first down. 10, Carolina at the 34-yard line of Atlanta. Reich puts Carrier in motion right to left. Whistle. Looks like the right tackle jumped for Carolina. Derek Graham.
They're leaving that tight end on the left side a lot to help protect Brockermeyer, the rookie, with Chris Dolman out there. And
before the snap, number 74, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
And so far it's been working.
They move it back to just inside the 40 again, where it'll now be first down 15 for the Carolina Panthers. 11:51 to go, quarter number 1. Regular season opener from the Georgia Dome. The game was not a sellout. Around 10,000 tickets left. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 to 65,000 here in Atlanta today. On the 1st and 15, set at the line of scrimmage. Somebody jumped, flags fly. Pass is complete to inside the 30 to the 29-yard line to Mark Carrier, but penalty markers went down. Chris Dolman was jumping around down there on the defensive right end side.
Looked like he was trying to give a secret message to Frank Reich over there, but he may have been trying to pick up what he was saying in the audible, because he definitely was audible.
And he was leaning in. Chris Dolman was leaning into the neutral zone, so the officials meet down on the sideline. Gordon McCarter is our referee. He'll make the announcement on the penalty.
Offside, number 56 defense, penalty decline, second down.
So the pass was complete to Carrier inside the 30 to the 29, and the Carolina Panthers decline the Chris Dolman offside penalty call, and the Panthers get back the yardage that they lost on their penalty. It will now be second down and 6 from the 30-yard line of Atlanta. Scoreless game. Falcons went 3 downs and out, and now the Carolina Panthers have it. Second down, 6 from the 30. Reich drops to throw. Straight drop. Pass. Rush. Caves in on him at the 38, and Chris Dolman gets his first sack of 1995. They'll spot it back at the 38-yard line.
They had the tight end lined up on the right side there. That gives Chris Dolman an opportunity to come upfield and not have to run into the tight end. First time they left the tackle unprotected, and what happened? Chris beat him around end for a sack.
Chris Dolman, his 12th year, 6'5", 275 pounds. Last year was big disappointment with the Falcons with his injured foot, didn't play much. This year, last year of his contract, he could be a star. 3rd down, 13, ball at the 37. Reich. There's again motion on the line. Flags fly. Reich throws over the middle. Complete to Carrier at the 20 to the 18-yard line. 1st down, Panthers to Mark Carrier.
Yeah, Chuck Smith, I think, jumped the gun there.
If so, Carolina will decline that penalty and have it 1st down inside the 20. We'll hold to see what the official call is here. Carrier, Metzelars, Willie Green.
Offside, number 90, defense.
That's Chuck Smith. It's declined. 1st down on the pass completion to the 19-yard line of Atlanta. Will the Panthers score their first ever touchdown on their first possession of 1995 and the first possession in their franchise history? Breaking out of the huddle now. Metzelars, the tight end, lines up on the right side. Slot left formation for the Panthers. We have Carrier and Willie Green. Baldwin and Christian are the backs. Handoff goes to Baldwin. Tries left guard inside the 15 to the 10-yard line. Goes Randy Baldwin about a yard short of the 1st down. Harper made the stop, and that's the first running play of the ball game for the Panthers, who look well prepared to open this game, the first in their franchise history.
I'll tell you, the Falcons were really stacked over to the Panthers' right side on that, and they were undermanned over there on the Falcons' right side, and the Panthers happened to be running a dive play right there, and Falcons must have thought they were going to be running right when they ran left.
2nd down, 2, just outside the 10-yard line. In motion out of the backfield from the right to the left goes Christian. Handoff, Baldwin left side inside the 10, hit hard at the 8.5-yard line, close to a 1st down. The hammer, Jesse Tuggle, made the first hit, and Baldwin is close to a 1st down for the Panthers inside the Atlanta 10-yard line. 9:38 to go, 1st quarter. It is a 1st down. Panthers have driven it all the way from their 34-yard line to the Atlanta 8 1st down goal.
They've done it by not taking any chances, and the Falcons have let them do it by making some stupid mistakes, whether it's mental errors outside with Ron Davis there at the beginning or a couple penalties and offsides.
Carrier splits wide to the left side. Green wide to the right. Metzelars tight end on the left side. Reich dropping. Plenty of time into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina! Pete Metzelars, the free agent from Buffalo, was covered by D.J. Johnson, and these Carolina Panthers are the team that looks to be the experienced team. Christian, Baldwin, Willie Green, Metzelars, Carrier, and Reich have done an excellent job moving this team down, and they get the first 6 points of the 95 regular season against the Falcons defense.
Other than that one sack by Chris Dolman, there was really no pressure put on Reich the whole drive.
John Casey, the left-footed kicker, with the point after. It's good, and the Carolina Panthers, looking like veterans, march down and take a 7-0 lead over Atlanta. 9:02 to go in the 1st quarter. Back after this on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Frank Reich, 5 out of 5 for 62 yards, including the touchdown pass to Pete Metzelars. It was a touchdown pass of 8 yards, 8 plays in the drive, just under 6 minutes. Panthers lead at 7-0. On 2 Falcon penalties, Reich completed 1st down passes, first to Green and then Carrier. Carolina declined them both, and those were the 2 biggest plays of that drive. Falcons making defensive mistakes, giving up the touchdown on the drive. It was 8 plays in 5 minutes, 58 seconds, started at the Carolina 34-yard line. And now John Casey will kick off. Jamal Anderson and Roel Preston are back for Atlanta. There's the kick. It comes down the middle of the field. Taken on the left hash mark. Roel Preston at the 3. Cuts left to the 20. Hit hard at the 22. Ball is loose. Carolina has fallen on it at the 23-yard line of Atlanta. Panthers ball at the 23. The rookie Roel Preston with the fumble.
We talked about early, the rookie may be the preseason and regular season are 2 entirely different things, and I think right now Roel was feeling it because not only did he fumble the ball, but the first 2 times he's awfully hesitant about bringing that ball up the field.
Well, Carolina has done it all right, and the Falcons have made several early mistakes here. After looking pretty sharp in the 2 home games in the preseason, mistake-free football, really. But Atlanta turned it over 6 times in the preseason opener at Philly and 5 times in the preseason finale at Buffalo. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. From the 22 of Atlanta, Reich hands off to Baldwin, tries left side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage by a penetrating Jesse Tuggle. Number 58, Darryl Talley, also in on the play. No gain for the Panthers. They lead 7-0. We have 8:36 remaining in the first quarter from the Georgia Dome.
Jumpy Geathers helped make that play by getting such good penetration in there, Bob, and Jesse was there to pick up the pieces, if you will.
Second down 10, Carolina from the 22 of Atlanta. They have it because Roel Preston fumbled on the kickoff return. Reich behind center with the snap. Handoff Baldwin right side. No gain. Stopped at the 22. Jesse Tuggle again there. Chuck Smith combining on the tackle, and Tuggle already has 3 individual tackles early in this ball game. Third down 10 for the Panthers.
I'll tell you, I'll tend as the season goes on to take a little credit away from Jesse and give it to the defensive lineman, if you will, when he makes plays. But I'll tell you on that one, you got to give the Hammer credit. He lived up to his name there. Gulliford, Carrier, and Green, 3 wideouts in there on third down 10. Split backs. Reich long count. Falcons bringing everybody. Good protection. Almost intercepted at the 10. It falls incomplete. Harper almost got it. Intended for Mark Carrier. So after the fumble and after playing porous defense on the first drive, the Falcons hold the Panthers to no yards on 3 downs. And Carolina will attempt a field goal and a 10-point lead here. It'll be a 39-yard attempt from John Casey, who, by the way, last year with Seattle did not miss once inside the 40. This one's a 39. Ball is down, kick is up, and the Panthers lead 10-0 with 7:25 to go in the first period of play. We'll be back on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Back at the Georgia Dome, 7:25 to go in the first quarter. Panthers lead at 10-0 on a long touchdown drive, an 8-yard pass from Reich to Metzelars, and then the fumble by Preston, and the Falcon defense held. Casey hits the 39-yard field goal. Now the Falcons will have their third opportunity to have the ball in their hand. They've had only 3 plays from the line of scrimmage halfway through the first period. Casey will kick it off to Jamal Anderson and the rookie Roel Preston, who fumbled. It's going to come down to Preston, this time at the 1. Tries the left side again. 10, 15, out to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Gets it outside to the 40. Knocked out of bounds, and an excellent kickoff return, this time at the 43-yard line. Steve Loston chased him out, and Preston made up a bit of the mistake on the fumble the first time, and the Falcons will have good field position. First down 10 from the 43.5-yard line of Atlanta. Jeff George, Craig Hayward in the backfield. Burden, Mathis, Metcalf, and Emmanuel are the wide receivers for the Atlanta Falcons. Jeff George on the first possession went 1 for 1, and Eric Metcalf went 0 for 1 as they lined up Hayward on a third down play as a tight end. Eric Metcalf lined up as a running back. He pulled up to throw a halfback option pass. It was tipped as he released it, and then the pass interference call against the Panthers, well, the flag was picked up because the ball had already been tipped. The Falcons had to punt it, and that's when they gave up the long Carolina touchdown drive. Back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Side hash mark right at midfield. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Carolina, surprisingly, shockingly in my view, up 10-0. Jeff George gets Mathis in motion right to left, sends him back left again. George behind center, Roman Fortin rolls right and looks right. Good protection this time. Waiting. He can't find anybody. He runs out of bounds. He's going to lose about 5 yards on the play. Mike Fox in pursuit from Carolina. Mike Fox, the 6-year veteran out of West Virginia, and a loss on the play. They're going to call it a sack because he was chased out of bounds. There's no excuse when you're outside the pocket. All you got to do is throw the ball down the ground, and that keeps you from losing any yards, and there's no penalty to be had there. And Jeff, if he didn't see anybody out there, all you need to do is throw it away.
Well, he didn't, and the yardage was lost. Let's make it third down 6. They'll spot it right at the 48-yard line. J.J. Burden out wide to the left side. To the right side, Bert Emanuel. Slot backs on the left. Carolina jumped offside that time. Whistles and flags everywhere. 6:04 to go in the first quarter. Carolina 10, Atlanta nothing. Mike Fox made contact on the defensive line.
I'll tell you, Dom is
93 defense, 5 yards, still third down.
That's Mike Fox.
Tom Capers is doing the kind of things he did at New Orleans against the run and shoot when we would play against them. And he's jumping out 3 linemen on his third and long. And he's got a middle linebacker jumping around in different gaps in the offensive lineman. I'm really not sure who's going to be blocking them, and you really got to be on the same page. And sometimes they guess right, and it can cause a lot of problems for the offensive line, especially a young one that the Falcons have.
This will be 3rd down 1 after the penalty from the 48 of Carolina. Long count from George. Movement on the offensive line. Penalty flags everywhere. You know, you got to believe that the Atlanta Falcons are tight. This is a make-or-break kind of season for Atlanta.
Ball start. Offensive center. Double pump the ball.
Roman Fortin, the center, with the mistake that time.
Somebody needs to tell Roman that only quarterbacks are allowed to double pump.
He got everybody moving on the double pump. They move the ball back now to the Falcons' 47.5-yard line. Wow, this looks like the first preseason game. 3rd down 6 from the Falcons' 48. 3 receivers left, 1 right. To George's right out of the shotgun is Ironhead Hayward. From the shotgun, Jeff George in the pocket. Throws it right over the middle. It is complete to Metcalf, 45. 40 cuts it outside. Now back inside at the 30. Metcalf, 25. Metcalf, 20 down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds at the 16.5-yard line of Carolina. Eric Metcalf, the man who came in the offseason as a free agent from Cleveland, takes it from Jeff George and makes the first big play of the 95 season for the Atlanta Falcons.
I'll tell you what, Bert Emanuel made a great downfield block for him, but I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with the way Eric Metcalf has come in here and just fit right into a wide receiver position. I don't think he's ever played before. He looks like a 10-year veteran out there.
Excellent run after the catch. Falcons ball now. 1st down 10 at the 16 of the Panthers. Atlanta trailing 10-0 in this first quarter. Jeff George gives to Ironhead Hayward inside the 15. Driving hard down to the 8-yard line. Goes Ironhead Hayward. Near a 1st down, a yard or 2 away. Rod Smith, the right cornerback, made the stop for the Carolina Panthers. 4:40 to go first quarter. Carolina 10, Atlanta nothing, but the Falcons on the drive after the 31-yard pass play, gained mostly on the run by Metcalf.
Yeah, that was a little draw there. The Roman Fortin and Robbie Toback did a very good job working together and blowing that defensive line out of there.
2nd down to Atlanta at the 8 of Carolina. George behind the center. Roman Fortin, single set back. Hayward gets the ball, runs left side. He is hit behind the line, gets back up near the line of scrimmage. Darian Connor, former Falcon, played last year with the Saints, came up to make the play. Darian is about the same size as Craig, 250-pounder from Jackson State.
Contrary to what Ironhead may think about his speed, he is most effective running between the tackles and not outside of them, as he did there. He can't afford to let that thing be strung out. He's got to hit the hole, and if there isn't one, make one.
Now 3 receivers come wide to the right side. The split man is Bert Emanuel. J.J. Burden wide to the left. This will be 3rd down 3 from the 9. So Hayward lost a yard. George behind the center. Long count. A lot of movement from the Carolina Panthers. Quick pass into the end zone. Almost intercepted. J.J. Burden, the intended receiver. Darian Connors had it go in and out of his hands. Falcons failed to convert. And now, with some early season boos for the offense not getting it into the end zone, Morton Anderson, the free agent from the Saints who had such a great preseason kicking the football, comes in for his first official field goal attempt for the Atlanta Falcons. A 27-yarder it will be. Straczynski holds from the left side hash mark. Snap, ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. Morton Anderson hits his first field goal in the regular season for the Atlanta Falcons. It's now Carolina 10, Atlanta 3. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. 10-3, Carolina leading in the first quarter, 3:23 left. Trying to steal some of the momentum from the Falcons early. Falcons may have some of it back there. Now, Morton Anderson set to kick off for the first time here today. Randy Baldwin and Dwight Stone are deep for Carolina. The Panthers leading 10-0. 10-3. Anderson hits it. It's going to go deep into the end zone. Baldwin can't handle it. The ball is loose, and it's corralled by Dwight Stone for a touchback, and they'll come out to the 20 for their possession to the Panthers. Gives me a chance to remind you to enter the McDonald's Steal a Meal contest and win 2 tickets to the next Falcons home game, plus $50 in McDonald's gift certificates. Just send your name, address, and phone number on a postcard to Steal a Meal, 1100 Johnson Ferry Road, Suite 593, Atlanta, 30342. 3:15 to go in the quarter. Carolina Panthers in their white uniforms, trimmed in Carolina blue, silver helmets with the Panther logo on the side. Falcons in black, silver pants, black helmets. Carrier in motion from the left slot to the right. Reich wants to throw left side. Open is Willie Green at the 26. And he dives forward to the 29-yard line. He beat D.J. Johnson on the play. A gain of about 9.5 yards, close to a first down.
I'll tell you, the Panthers are going to try and keep from not looking to make big plays, just make little ones. And the Falcons are going to have a tough time putting pressure on Reich if he's only going to take 2 steps or 3 steps back and get rid of the ball, which he did there. And it's going to be interesting to see how the cornerbacks can cover these guys under that kind of pressure.
They say Green stretched out for the first down across the 30. They spotted at the 31. First down Panthers. Reich, plenty of time going along right down the middle. Has a man there. It's Carrier. He's got it and down at the 22-yard line. The coverage was there by Davis. Davis had his hands up, but Carrier got it, and the Panthers are back very quickly. And the Falcons secondary, particularly the corners, D.J. Johnson and Ron Davis, have been picked on often early.
That wasn't bad coverage by Ron there. He just kind of got lost sight of the ball when it was up there. And it was a great catch, too. Don't lose sight of that. But going back to the beginning, you've got to put pressure on that guy. You can't allow him the time to throw 40-yard passes downfield.
Mark Carrier came to that team in the expansion draft from Cleveland. They'll spot it at the 24 of Atlanta, 1st and 10. Good protection for Reich again. He just missed Willie Green, who had gotten inside and deep on D.J. Johnson at the goal line, but it goes incomplete. Will be 2nd down 10. Not much pressure on Reich.
I'll tell you, if that ball was a little more on the money, that's 6 more points for them, because Willie, I played with him in Detroit, and he's got good hands. He wouldn't let that one get by him, but he was behind D.J. Johnson on that one.
I remember some great years for Willie Green with Ole Miss when I was televising Southeastern Conference football just 5 years ago. Now it is 2nd down 10, Carolina at the 23 of Atlanta. Panthers lead it 10-0. Reich is going to give it to Baldwin, tries the right side, cuts left, and he's going to be thrown for possibly a loss, knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Jesse Tuggle, who's come up big in the middle for Atlanta early in this game.
That was a great play by Jesse. He must be mirroring the back, because everywhere he goes, Jesse seems to be hitting him, whether it's in the chest or around the legs.
We'll call it 3rd and 10 again. They give him progress up to the line of scrimmage. 3 wideouts in there, Gulliford, Carrier, and Willie Green. On the 3rd down and 10, Panthers leading 10-3. Carrier in motion from the slot on the left side. Falcons coming after Reich. Nobody's there. Pass incomplete, intended for Willie Green. And the Falcon defense once again holds inside the 30, but not until the big pass play all the way down to Carrier of 46 yards to open this drive. And now another opportunity for a field goal here by John Casey. Played his college ball at Georgia, as everyone around here knows, and has spent his pro career thus far at Seattle. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Casey hit a 39-yarder earlier. Barnhart holds left side hash mark. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up, and plenty of leg. It's perfect. 13-3. The Panthers get the 3-point field goal back from Morton Anderson and continue to lead by 10 with 1:17 remaining in the first quarter of play. Coming up later in the game, we'll play the Jeep Grand Cherokee Sports Challenge and give you a chance to win 2 tickets to a Falcons home game, including hotel and brunch at the JW Marriott in Buckhead and a chauffeur-driven Jeep Grand Cherokee to the Dome. So, thus far in this ball game, 3 scores from Carolina. A 65-yard touchdown drive capped by Pete Metzelar's catching a Frank Reich pass. Reich has looked very sharp at the quarterback spot. As you know, many years, 11 years at Buffalo as primarily a backup for Jim Kelly. Some starting assignments when Kelly was hurt. Played his college ball at Maryland. Reich has looked like a good selection for this young expansion team. Baldwin and Christian have not been very effective running the ball, but Willie Green, Metzelar's, Mark Carrier have done an excellent job catching the Frank Reich passes. Casey hits the field goal this time of 41. That was a 57-yard drive, 6 plays, took 2 minutes, and it is 13-3. Carolina leading the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons have mistakes early, coming the way of the penalties. and also a couple of blown coverages in the defensive secondary. The last long reception by Carrier, there was good coverage by rookie Ron Davis, but as Bill Fralic told you, he took his eye off the ball for just a moment, and that's when Carrier caught it to set up the field goal. Here's a short high kick coming down to Preston at the 8, right up the middle, cuts to his right, across the 20, falls over his own man and down at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will have the ball. Paul Butcher, excellent special teams player for Carolina, made the play. He's out of Wayne State, and one of the Carolina Panthers is still down, slow to get up down there at about the 27-yard line. It is rookie Michael Reed. He is up and moving around now, and the Falcons, trailing by 10 with 1:07 to go in the first quarter, have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 22. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
You're listening to exciting Atlanta Falcons football. The Falcons take on the Carolina Panthers on WZGC Z93, Atlanta's classic rock and radio home of the Falcons.
Burden splitting wide to the left side, Emmanuel wide to the right, slot receivers, Metcalf and Mathis at the left, Hayward the setback, George behind center, Roman Fortin from the 23, left side. George looking to the right now. Ball is batted down in his face, incomplete. He had Bert Emanuel right in the seam of the defense out at the 40, but Mike Fox knocked the ball down.
Mike Fox is 6'8", and the offensive line there, in particular, Mike Zandowski, did a good job of protecting. But when the guy jumps up, and he's 6'8", the quarterback has either got to throw it really high or not throw it anywhere in his direction. He just, when you can't get to the quarterback, they teach you to get your hands up as soon as you anticipate that ball coming out of there, and he did a good job of that.
Falcons continue in the 4 wide out run and shoot offense. 2nd down 10 from their own 23, trailing 13-3. Jeff George rolls to his right, now throws a screen to the left side, and read beautifully by the left side cornerback. It was Steve Lofton who came up to make the play, and he's shaken up on the play, and a loss back inside the 20 on the attempted quick turnout to the left side. Boy, did Carolina read that well.
I'll tell you, they're doing some very unsound things defensively. They're bringing the defensive ends almost down in the hip pocket of the defensive tackles right outside the guards. And when you do that, you're really leaving the perimeter outside the tackles and right outside the tackles open for running. But if you're not going to run the ball and take advantage of it, then there's no reason why they shouldn't quit doing it.
Big loss on the play. They're still looking at Lofton down there at about the 13-yard line for the Panthers. Panthers are leading 13-3. The Falcons on their first possession, they won the toss and elected receive. And Bill, you told me before we had a chance to say it, when we came back out for the kickoff, if you were the Falcons, instead of thinking about a rookie back there to like Roel Preston taking the kickoff, you might have kicked off to Carolina.
I'll tell you, the butterflies really get going the first real game, and Roel back there, it's a lot different against Philadelphia in preseason which is a glorified practice, if you will, than coming out here opening game against a team playing its first ever regular game.
They're helping Lofton off to the Carolina side of the field. It'll be Falcons ball, 3rd down and 14 after the misfire on the attempted screen to the left side. It was really less of a screen and more of an outlet. Falcons have only one first down in the game. Jeff George is 4 out of 6 for 39 yards. Falcons, 3 men to the left, including the tight end in there. Jeff George in the shotgun. Looks like Carolina's offside. Penalty markers down. Jeff George has a free play.
Take advantage of it.
He's running loose right across the middle. It was intended for Mathis at the 43, and Bert Emanuel stepped in there and knocked the ball down, trying to make the grab himself, but I think Carolina was offsides.
I'll tell you, when they jump off sides like that, it's a free play. You have nothing to lose, and the Falcons look like they were standing around there saying, well, the flag was thrown. Let's just stand here, and half the guys
offside,
were going.
93 defense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
As Mike Fox.
Half the guys were in half speed, the other half were in a quarter speed, and you just can't do that. You got to know the rules and take advantage of them when they go your way.
This Falcon offense looked flat in the final preseason game at Buffalo, and you and I said that's probably because they're looking ahead to this game. But thus far, this offense has not clicked very well in the first quarter. With 21 seconds remaining, Falcons ball 3rd and 9 from the 24. Carolina out in front, 13-3. Jeff George out of the shotgun. Good pressure from the outside. George is going to run to his left. Pump fakes, now throws. It is incomplete, intended for J.J. Burden. Falcons fail to convert on that third down. Michael Reed and Brett Maxey covering. And with 13 seconds left in the first quarter, the Bluebirds are out at the Georgia Dome. Straczynski is in here to punt. Nobody liking what they see. Falcons down 13-3 to the expansion Carolina Panthers.
I'll tell you, the Falcons have no rhythm right now offensively, and Dom Capers knows how to create that confusion after having played him so often.
Dan Straczynski will take the punt snap at his 9-yard line. Gulliford is back at his own 35. Very, very high. Fair catch signaled at the 37. That's where the Panthers will have it with pretty decent field position. First down and 10 with 5 seconds to go in quarter number 1. And Jeff George on the sideline shaking his head. Jeff is 4 out of 7 for only 39 yards. And the Falcons have run the ball for only 10 yards in the first quarter. They're down 13-3.
Well, they've just had they haven't been able to put anything together when they had an opportunity to make a big play and take advantage of that blitz there in the beginning. The referee chose to call it, not make the call there. But, you've got to make the plays when they're presented to you. And Carolina hasn't been burned yet, so they're going to continue to do the unsound things that cause havoc.
Frank Reich has looked very effective here. 5 seconds in the quarter. Carrier in motion from right to left and goes back the other way. Reich throws it to Carrier, complete across the 40 to the 44-yard line where he stopped there. Gain of about 6 or 7. Ron Davis covering on the play. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. Panthers lead it 13-3. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. Panthers slot left formation from their 44-yard line. First play of the second quarter. Panthers now going left to right. Hit in the backfield. Randy Baldwin breaks a tackle and dives forward. Short of the first down, however, out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. The Atlanta Falcons defense has given up a lot of yards in the air here. 8 out of 11 is Frank Reich for 125 yards. 80 of those yards have been covered by Mark Carrier, who has 6 catches. Carrier, the all-time leading receiver in the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, played his last 2 years at Cleveland, and he's been a real threat here today early. Third down, 1 Panthers. Double tight end. First down from the 46 of Carolina. Carrier in motion. Reich passes. Complete out of the backfield. Howard Griffith gets the first down and all the way to the 40-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons on the 3rd and 1. Imaginative play call, well executed by Carolina.
Yeah, another one of those play actions where the Falcons thought it was just going to be a dive over the right tight end, and the fullback just kept going and ended up with the ball out in the flat. Very low percentage in terms of an interception or anything, and very capable of making a big play out of it like they did there.
So the Carolina Panthers have looked poised so far. You keep expecting them to self-destruct because they're an expansion team. That has not been the case so far. Whistle down on the field now. As the Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage, Frank Reich decides he needs to get a timeout and go over to the far sideline to talk to Dom Capers. We'll be back on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Bob Neal, Bill Fralic with you. This is the regular season opener for 1995, week 1 in the NFL. The expansion Carolina Panthers, 3-2 in the preseason, leading Atlanta 13-3. Just under 14 minutes to go in the first half and driving. First down 10 at the Falcons 41. Right straight drop. Looks left. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 46-yard line. The pocket caved in. And Chuck Smith, who led the Falcons in 5 defensive categories before his injury last year, gets his first sack of 1995.
Chris Doman was also in there, too, on that one. I bet you they end up giving them both a half a sack, but they tried to block Chuck with a running back on that particular play, and if they try and do that often, Chuck ought to be licking his chops and getting a lot of those today.
Expected to see more of this earlier. The Panthers leading 13-3. 13:40 to go in the first half. This will be second down 16 now. Back at the 46-yard line. Pro set formation for the Panthers. Reich's going to hand it to Baldwin. Tries the left side, or is that Howard Griffin with the ball? It is Howard Griffith, the fullback. He's in his 3rd year from Illinois, picked up in the expansion draft from the Rams. Mostly we're going to see Baldwin, Bob Christian, and Howard Griffith in the backfield for the Carolina Panthers today.
There's another thing there. Capers, is going to play pretty close to the vest and not try and put his players in a position where they can self-destruct. After a sack like that, 2nd and long, what's he do? Run and draw. Keep him from getting any more momentum.
Third down 12, Carolina, from the 43 of Atlanta, right behind the center. Long count. Falcons may be coming. Here they come. Reich is back. Good protection. Now the pocket caves in. Reich goes down way back inside Falcons territory at the 45 of Atlanta. First man back there, Alton Montgomery, the safety who plays some linebacker on the nickel, and the Falcons hold. Time for our payday punt payoff now as Carolina punts. Our contestant, Sean Austin of Marietta, who has a chance to win $10,000 if the Falcons run it back for a TD. And hey, the chances aren't bad because Eric Metcalf is back there at the 10. Tommy Barnhart, the punter for Carolina. Good snap, good punt. It is high, and Metcalf is going to take it. No, he's going to wave it off, and it's going to bounce dead at the 1-yard line. Well, our payday punt payoff contestant will win a $25 gift certificate from the Payday Candy folks, but nobody here in the Dome is very happy about that as the Falcons started at the 1.5.
Well, I'll tell you, that sack was made possible. Pierce Holt beat his man clean and was bearing down on Frank Reich, and Alton Montgomery was there to reap the rewards of that. But I'll tell you, when things go bad, they go bad. That ball should have been down in the end zone there.
Took a Carolina hop when it hit, checking up like a wedge. 12:15 to go in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 Atlanta out of their own end zone. We'll be back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. But Jeff George is going to throw. Plenty of time down the right side. Has a man wide open. It is complete to Bert Emanuel. Out near midfield to the 48-yard line. Brett Maxey covering, and the Falcons go from the 1 to the 48 on one pass play out of their own end zone. I expected Ironhead to try to pound it out to the 7 or 8, but instead Jeff George gets his biggest gain of the day to Bert Emanuel.
I'll tell you, a gutsy call by June Jones right there, and the Falcon offensive line gave Jeff plenty of time to complete that ball. That those are the kind of things you've got to do and chances that you got to take to overcome this deficit.
Falcons ball, 1st down 10 from the 48-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Hayward in the backfield. He gets the ball, runs it up the middle across the 50-yard line inside Carolina territory to the 47.5-yard line. Tripped up by Darian Connor, the former Falcon.
They pulled Mike Zandowski on that play, and Darian made a very good play of closing down the hole and actually submerging. And football's a game of leverage, getting under Mike there, and Mike had no way of getting him out of that hole when he tripped Ironhead up.
For the Atlanta Falcons, 2nd down 5 from the 47-yard line now. 3 receivers left. Out of the shotgun is Jeff George. He stands at his own 48 with the snap. Jeff George. Here comes some pressure from the outside. Falcons pick it up. Pass is complete to Metcalf at the 45-yard line of Carolina. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. Bring up 3rd down conversion for Atlanta. 3rd down conversions today. Atlanta only 1 of 4, and generally with this run and shoot offense, 3rd down conversion, something they lit their chops over.
Robbie Tobeck made a good play. They brought Tyrone Poole off the edge, and he made a good heads-up play. When his guy didn't come, he faked coming up the middle, and he backed off in coverage. He came out and enabled Jeff to get that ball off without getting blasted.
3rd down 2 from the 44 of Carolina. Out of the shotgun, Jeff George. Looking to his left, throwing to the left, complete to J.J. Burton, 1st down and out of bounds at the 36-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. Carolina leading 13-3. 10:27 to go in the first half. And, Bill, you were talking about a rhythm, a sense of rhythm for the Falcon offense. First time I've seen it today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing to get going when you're coughing the ball up on the 20-yard line when you're returning kicks and so forth, and your defense gets ball rammed down their throat in the first drive. You got to overcome that also, and right now I seem to be doing it.
1st and 10 from the 36 of Carolina. Jeff George still out of the red gun shotgun formation. Good time over the middle. It is complete to the 30-yard line to Terrence Mathis, and that's Terrence's first catch of the day. He of the 111 grabs last year.
You've got to pick up at least 4 yards on 1st down, so the defense can't dictate to you what's going to happen. When you have 2nd and 6 and less, then it makes the defense become much more honest, and they've got to defend a lot of different things. When you're 2nd and long and 3rd and long, then you're playing into the defensive coordinator's hands.
Falcons got 6 that time. 2nd and 4 at the 30 of Carolina, trailing 13-3. George behind the center this time. Audible from Jeff George. Long count. Carolina's coming. Jeff George short drop, gets it away. It is incomplete down at the 10-yard line, intended for Eric Metcalf. Oh, the pressure came quickly on Jeff George.
I'll tell you, they brought two guys up the middle. They're going to fake blitz, and sometimes they're going to bring those guys up the middle. That time they did. Craig Hayward made a great play in coming back and knocking Mike Fox, who was left uncovered when Mike Zandowski had to take the most dangerous guy at that particular time and leave him free, and he peeled back and made a great block to keep Jeff from getting hammered, but still unable to complete the ball.
It'll be third down from the 30 of Carolina. Panthers leading 13-3. 9:17 to go first half. Falcons have converted only one third down into a first out of 4 attempts. This is the 5th. Jeff George in the pocket over the middle. It is complete to Metcalf. Metcalf gets the first down to the 22 of Carolina. Over the middle, Sam Mills made the stop. You can see already that the money man is Eric Metcalf. 1st and 10 from the 23. Jeff George on the draw play. Ironhead Hayward stutter steps right, left, inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. 2 yards shy. The first down goes Ironhead Hayward. Brett Maxey brings him down. And there's Ironhead's bread and butter. Quick feet inside the tackles, carrying 250 at you.
Watch when you say bread and butter when you're talking about Ironhead. He hears us. He may be up in the booth looking for some.
Bread and butter.
But now they got 2nd and short. Now they got an opportunity to go in the end zone if they want, because they can come back and got 3 downs to make 2 yards. So I'd look for them to go try and get a touchdown here.
2nd and 2 from the 15. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Jeff George over the middle, incomplete, intended for Terrence Mathis, and that could have been picked off. Jeff George threw it right to Mathis, who was being covered by 2 players, actually 3 in the area, so it'll be third down now, and 2 for Atlanta at the 15 of Carolina.
The way Jeff dropped back there, I think he was looking to get somewhere in the corner of the end zone, one of those free plays where he's going to throw it to a certain part of the end zone, and if the only guy he's going to let catch it is the wide receiver if possible. But I don't know why he threw the ball to Terrence, who was 1 yard off the line, covered by 2 people.
7 DBs in there for Carolina on the third down to Atlanta from the Panthers 15. Jeff George underneath the center. Roman Fortin with the snap. Here comes the blitz. Quick toss. It is complete to the 13. Terrence Mathis breaks a tackle and dives forward for what should be enough for the first down. Big play by Terrence Mathis, even though it's only a 3 or 4 yard gain. It's a first down, Atlanta at the 12 of the Panthers, trailing 13-3. 7:41 to go in the half.
Tom Capers is bringing the kitchen sink here, and the Falcons did a good job of picking up all the blitzers. I think there were 7 guys in all who are coming, so when you're doing that, you're leaving people man to man, and Falcons have got to execute when that happens, and they did.
First down 10 at the 12. Jeff George behind center, Roman Fortin. Here comes pressure. George short drop, looks right to the left side of the end zone. Touchdown Atlanta! What a grab by J.J. Burden! Michael Reed, the rookie, covering. He was all over Burden on the left side of the field, just inside the end line, and J.J. Burden is keeping that ball, his first touchdown reception as an Atlanta Falcon, and this game has grown closer. Panthers 13, Atlanta 9. Morton Anderson in for the point after. Jeff George rifled that one very quickly to J.J. Burden, and he caught it right at the goal line and wrestled his way at only 5'9", 170 into the end zone. Point after is up and good. Panthers still lead 13-10. 7:11 to go in the first half. Back after this on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. 98-yard touchdown drive by the Falcons started at their own 2. J.J. Burden made the 12-yard TD catch. Took 5 minutes 4 seconds. It's Panthers 13, Falcons 10. Morton Anderson set to kick off for Atlanta now. Randy Baldwin, who led the AFC in kickoff returns last year, is back at his goal line. It's a squib kick that bounces up to Baldwin at the 10, left side, 20, 25. Good running room out to the 28, 29 to the 30. It'll be first down 10 Panthers. We're pausing 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
The Falcons take on the Panthers in stereo on the new radio home of the Falcons, Z93 WZGC Atlanta. Great classic rock with exciting Falcons football at 92.9 FM, Z93.
Send for Chuck.
The ball will be spotted on the left side hash mark at the 30-yard line. Carolina Panthers got out to a 10-0 lead in this game, then another field goal to lead it 13-3 after the Falcons got a field goal. It's now 13-10 Panthers with 7 minutes to go in the quarter. Panthers try to run it with no success. Randy Baldwin stopped for no gain. That's Baldwin's 6th carry for only 13 yards. Griffith has carried for 4. And Carolina, who we expected, frankly, to run the ball, has really been successful in the air, as Reich has gone 9 of 12 for 139.
Well, they know everybody else has expected them to do that too, including the Falcons, and that's why that play action has been so effective.
It is 2nd down 10. Double tight ends in there now for Carolina. Lawyer Tillman, the tight end, in motion. Reich, good protection, fires it over the middle for a gain of 8 out to the 38-yard line to Don Beebe in his 7th year. He was the excellent player for the Buffalo Bills. I will always remember Don Beebe for one play, and that is stripping Leon Lett of the ball in Super Bowl 26.
Yeah, I'm sure he wishes that was the only play that took place that day. Unfortunately, they had quite a few other ones go the other way. Chris Doman was within a hair of getting another sack there.
It's 3rd down 3 Carolina. 3 wideouts in there. Falcons in that 4-3. Tuggle peering over the center from the middle. Reich, Falcons blitzing. Reich gets the pass away, but he had to throw it too soon. Excellent quarterback pressure came from Clay Matthews. The pass was intended for Eric Gulliford, but it was nowhere near him, and the Falcons are starting to settle down and dictate the tempo and pace of this game here with 5:41 to go in the second quarter.
Doman is starting to beat Brock Meyer consistently, and when they bring the blitz, they're starting to get there in time. When you bring a lot of people, you're putting man-to-man coverage on the guys outside. You got to get there, or else you're going to leave them unprotected. And right now they're getting there quick enough where Reich is forcing the ball to get out of there without getting killed.
Barnhart's punt. It is relatively low. Is going to take Metcalf over here to the sideline. He just doesn't take the punt, lets it go out of bounds, and they'll mark it upfield outside the 20. The officials will get the angle on the ball and mark it at the 21-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will have it. 1st down 10. We'll be back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. 5:34 to go in the first half. Panthers lead at 13-10. Falcons ball 1st and 10 at the 21. Some scores in the NFL this afternoon. San Francisco leading New Orleans down at the Superdome 14-0 midway through the second quarter. Houston out in front of expansion Jacksonville 7-0 in Jacksonville. That also midway through the second quarter. Cleveland, with very little time left in the second quarter, leading New England 7-6. Pittsburgh in front of Detroit 6-0 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. I have some more scores for you in a moment. Falcons 1st down 10 from their own 21. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Jamal Anderson in the backfield. Jeff George throws complete to Burton Manuel on the right side on a quick opener to the 34-yard line, and that's enough for a 1st down. Atlanta.
I'll tell you, Lincoln Kennedy has, with the spotlight on him today, has done well. They've thrown a lot of different looks at this offensive line, and they've, in general, have played pretty well. And the 1st down is the key to the success of how this team is going to move the ball, because when they're picking up more than 5 yards, and they're not having the defensive coordinator dictate to them what's going to happen.
1st down 10 from the 34. Jeff George underneath center. Roman Fortin in motion from left to right goes J.J. Burton. George throws left, throws it over the middle. It's a 9-yard completion out to the 43-yard line to Terrence Mathis, and the run and shoot starting to get some success now after falling behind in this game to the expansion Carolina Panthers 10-0. Falcons now down 13-10 with 4:34 to go in the half, and on the drive out to their own 43-yard line, left side hash mark. Atlanta in the black jerseys, silver pants, moving right left. 2nd down, about a yard. Behind center, Jeff George hands it off to Ironhead Hayward. Nice moves down there. There was no hole for Ironhead, but he moved to his right a couple of steps and got the 1st down.
And Mike Fox is a big character, and they were unable to get him out of there. Robbie Tobeck's got a handful there if they're expecting him to blow that guy out of the way, and Ironhead made a good cut back to the backside to pick up that 1st down.
Some other scores around the NFL. Tampa Bay leading Philadelphia at Philly 7-6 midway through the second quarter. Green Bay and St. Louis scoreless midway in the second quarter. Indy leading Cincinnati, or they're tied 10-10 in the second period. Jeff George with the draw play. Metcalf out of the backfield. Gets the 45, avoids a tackler. Gets about 4 yards. Michael Reed made the stop. But I want to tell you, when you see number 21 in the backfield for the Falcons, if you're a defensive coordinator, your heart's got to be pounded.
The defensive linemen, are unaware that he was back there, but all those linebackers and DBs can see him, and they're hoping he doesn't come their way.
Leapt over one would-be tackler, then went down right near midfield. Let's call it the 49-yard line of Atlanta. 2nd down, 6. Receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Single setback now Hayward. Jeff George straight drop. There comes a safety blitz. Gets it away to Terrence Mathis at the 40 of the Carolina Panthers. 1st down, Atlanta. Jeff George, good read on the safety blitz. Completes it on the left side to Terrence Mathis.
They're bringing 2 blitzers there, and the offensive lineman and Ironhead did a good job of picking them up. And when they pick them up, Jeff George gets, if he's accurate, which he is right now, they're going to toy with these guys and move the ball up and down the field on him. But the key, again, hate to keep saying it, is getting more than 4 yards on 1st down.
It's another 1st down. Atlanta just inside the 40 of Carolina. 2:36 to go in the 1st half. Panthers leading it 13-10. Single setback, Eric Metcalf. Handoff left side, Metcalf 40-35. Tripped up short of the 1st down at about the 32-yard line by Rod Smith. Oh, the acceleration of Eric Metcalf.
We talked about earlier, we talked about putting him in the backfield where they're having Ironhead initially line up as the running back, and then they're putting Metcalf in motion and putting him at the back, and Ironhead's going over to tight end position, and as we know, he's one of the better blocking backs, if not the best blocking back in the league, so he's more than adequate in terms of size and capability to block as a tight end.
Have the 2-minute warning now. Panthers 13, Falcons 10. Atlanta on the drive. 2nd and 4 when we return on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. 2 minutes to go in the 1st half. Panthers 13, Falcons 10. Atlanta ball. 2nd down 4 at the 33 of Carolina. We've just learned, by the way, from New Orleans at the Superdome, San Francisco leading the Saints 14-6. But Steve Young left the field with an injury late in the 2nd quarter. We'll update you on the Steve Young situation as we receive more information. 2nd down 4 out of the shotgun from the 33 of the Panthers. Carolina leading 13-10. Jeff George, good time. Over the middle, incomplete, right in and out of the hands of Bert Emanuel.
He threw it a little high. If he'd have thrown it a foot lower, I think Bert would have made that catch and may still be running with it.
He was certainly open on a slant pattern right over the middle, nobody near him. 3rd down and 4, 1:56 to go in the half. Falcons 4 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions. They were at 1.1 out of 5. Off to a very ragged start here. Carolina Panthers jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Falcons trying to regain the lead before the half. Eric Metcalf in the slot on the right side. Jeff George with the snap from the shotgun. Goes left side, complete to Terrence Mathis for a 1st down at the 21-yard line. No, they said he dropped it. Oh, that's going to bring some response from the crowd. Mathis isn't arguing. He must have dropped it. Another update. St. Louis leading Green Bay 7-0. 2 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Steve Young, by the way, the San Francisco injured, had a ice pack on the back of his neck when he left that game down in the Superdome.
Yeah, that ball, when we looked on the monitor, definitely hit the ground there.
This is going to be a 51-yard field goal attempt. An attempt to tie it by Morton Anderson. 4 out of 4 from beyond 50 in the preseason. Straczynski holds. Ball is down. Kick is up. A lot of leg. It is good from 51. Morton Anderson ties the game. Welcome to Atlanta, Morton. 13 minutes. 41 to go in the half.
I told him before the game, Bob, I said, Morton, you're my preseason pick as the MVP this year. He said, thanks. Is that the added pressure that I need? So hopefully I'll tell him that every week if that's what it takes.
You told him about the free watch and everything that you give the MVP, the Bill Fralic MVP.
Well, I told him that, I've normally every time I've told the audience that somebody's been doing well, that's usually a kiss of death and they go straight downhill. So he seems to be the lone exception to that.
He might even be good enough to have his picture on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Who knows? Morton Anderson hits the 51-yarder. It's finally tied at 13. The Panthers jumped out in front. 10-0. They had an excellent 65-yard touchdown drive on their first possession in franchise history, and the touchdown grab was made by Pete Metzelaars, the former Buffalo Bills tight end. Then they came back after the Falcons. Roel Preston, the rookie kick returner, fumbled. The Falcons held them to a field goal attempt of 34 yards, and that's how they led 10-0. Atlanta has now come back to tie it 13-13. The Falcons had a heck of a drive of their own on their last touchdown, a drive of 98 yards. Randy Baldwin back to take the kickoff deep in the end zone. He'll touch it down there. Mr. Momentum seems to have changed uniform colors here. It's wearing black at the moment.
That guy is worth every penny. And I mean it, and I never thought I would have said that about a kicker many years ago, but I'll tell you, these guys earn their keep, and sometimes they're not the most liked guys on the team because they stand around over there and talk and flip balls around when everybody else is beating their heads against one another. But when a game's on the line, they become everybody's best friend.
Well, Morton Anderson has made his presence felt early for Atlanta. Tied at 13. Panthers first down and 10 from their own 20 with 3 wideouts in there, 2 to the left. Reich under pressure. Good pickup. The outlet goes to Bob Christian, the fullback, who gets the first down on the right side to the 32-yard line. Tuggle finally gets it.
It's pretty good protection there by the offensive line. I've noticed they're even resorting to not even trying to pass block, but they're just trying to cut Jumpy to keep him from picking him up and throwing him backfield.
No huddle. Reich throwing very quickly, incomplete out to the 41-yard line, intended for Eric Gulliford, who dropped it. He would have had a first down. So the Panthers in this 2-minute drill going without a huddle last time. Let's see if they continue to do that. Minute 17 to go in the first half. It is tied at 13.
If they don't get a first down here, the Falcons may end up getting the ball back with enough time to get another score on the board. I think Capers is going against his philosophy here. He's taking a chance.
It is second down 10 from their own 32. 3 receivers, single setback is Christian. Reich under pressure, gets rid of it near the first down at the 40. Breaking a tackle and getting the first down is Willie Green. Out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Terry Taylor made the stop for the Atlanta Falcons in at the right side. So the Falcons had, in effect, 3 cornerbacks in there on that play. But still, Reich was able to drill it in there. Frank Wright is 12 of 16 throwing the ball this afternoon.
When he's been given time to throw the football, he's been awfully effective. And when you're bringing a blitz, and the Falcons had a lot of guys up on the line there, you're putting Ron Davis out there in an island, and that's not really the thing you want to do for a rookie playing in his first regular season football game. He had some trouble there at the beginning of the game, playing very tentative. You know, a guy doesn't want to get his name put out there on the wire or on TV getting burned, and so they play awfully tentative, and I think maybe Ron's getting more into the swing of things now, but you don't want to leave him unprotected out there.
Carolina will spot the ball. They called a timeout, by the way. Carolina with 1 timeout remaining in the half. Falcons have 3 timeouts in case Atlanta gets the ball back. That'll give them more time with 1:07 to go in the half, but first they have to come up with a defensive stop. 1st and 10 Carolina from the 46-yard line, let's call it. Pressure. Reich steps into the pocket, throws it over the middle, incomplete. Excellent coverage by Alton Montgomery on the nickel package intended for tight end Lawyer Tillman, who was a big, strong wideout at the University of Alabama about 7 years ago at Macon Auburn. Whoops. Good thing we caught that. Auburn, not Alabama. Lawyer Tillman came into the NFL as a tight end.
I'm sure Blake Brockemeyer, the left tackle, wishes they would bring that tight end in there next to his hip, because when he's not in there, he's having an awfully difficult time trying to keep Chris Dolman out of there.
This is second down 10 from the 46-yard line of Carolina. Reich going to throw it again. It is complete for 9-yard gain, short of the first down to Willie Green. He was covered by Terry Taylor. By the way, that was Morton Anderson's 23rd field goal of 50 or more yards, which continues to add to his NFL legend. Nick Lowry and Eddie Murray are second with only 20. Quick handoff to the fullback, Bob Christian, who did not get inside the 45, and it is going to be a successful 3rd down defensive play by Pierce Holt and the Atlanta Falcons.
You don't want to run a draw into the blitz unless you happen to luck out where you're running, and right there they ran into the teeth of it.
Time is running down. Falcons will have a little opportunity, but not much. 16, 15, 14, and clock running down in the half. Metcalf is back. I'm sure that the Panthers will take a delay of game here, take the 5 yards, let the clock run down as far as it can. It may not even have an opportunity. It's going to run all the way out. No. They stop it. It looked like with 1 second. Now they're saying it is expired. They didn't even have to punt the football. That's the end of the first half of play. Panthers 13, Falcons 13, in what many will be saying was a surprising first half of play. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. The end zone. Baldwin will touch it down. It'll be first down 10 from the 20 for the Carolina Panthers. So the Atlanta Falcons seem to regain some of their poise after a nightmarish first quarter, which they fell behind 10-0 to the expansion Carolina Panthers. Mentioned the one injury, the only one we know of for either team in the first half, and that was to cornerback Steve Lofton of Carolina, one of their veterans who became injured, and they've had to go with Michael Reed, a rookie, in there, which has opened up some possibilities for Jeff George. Panthers ball, first and 10 from their 20. Pro set formation. Christian and Baldwin in the backfield. Christian in motion. Baldwin tries over the middle, gets about a yard. Penalty marker is down. Baldwin goes down at the 21-yard line.
I think they're going to be a holding call in there. I think it's going to be against the tight end Campbell, trying to tackle Chuck Smith, so he couldn't tackle the back.
3 tight ends for Carolina. Pete Metzelars, who is the unrestricted free agent from Buffalo, of course. Matthew Campbell from South Carolina in his first year. And Lawyer Tillman, the former wideout of Auburn.
Number 87, offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
You know, Bill Fralic, I'm predicting right now you have a future in this business. You seem to understand the game after only 9 years in the NFL, 4 as an All-Pro, and your vision down there is darn good. So I guess you're right around 2020.
It's one thing I can recognize, it's holding, Bob.
I was hoping you'd say something like that. First and 20, Carolina now back at their 10. Reich drops to his 1 to throw over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Carrier. Falcons brought a little pressure down there.
Chris Doman.
Second and 20. Yeah.
Chris Doman, I'll tell you what, he's off to a great start. He and Chuck Smith. You know, Chris Doman's playing in the last year of a contract, and I went to college with Chris, and I know what his motivation, or what motivates him. And that field down there is green, and there's another thing that's green that motivates him.
Maybe we have an NCAA thought here about Pittsburgh and University and Chris, and we'll talk about that. Second down 20 from the 10. Reich hands it off to Baldwin, tries the left side, nothing there. Stopped cold at the 10. Jesse Tuggle with his 6th tackle of the afternoon. Got from that middle linebacker spot, went over there to help with Darryl Talley. This will be third down and 20. By the way, we have an update from New Orleans. San Francisco leading 14-9 at the half. Steve Young went out with an injury to his neck. We now understand Steve Young will be back and will start the second half for the San Francisco 49ers. 3 wideouts in there for Carolina. This is third and 19. Reich straight drop back to the goal line. Gets it out here. Wide open is Christian. Gets a 10-yard, 11-yard, 12-yard gain, but not much more. It was third and 19. That'll make it fourth down. He gets to the 23, and we will get a Barnhart punt.
Falcons didn't get very much pressure on there because they only came with 4 guys, and they ran stunts. When you got the pass rushers that the Falcons have against an inexperienced line like this, you're better off just letting those guys line up there and beat their guys individually. And I think, you know, that's what the Falcons ought to do instead of trying to trick them.
Tommy Barnhart is the punter for Carolina. He's had 2 punts today, 46.5-yard average. Does not hit this one well. It's going to angle toward the sideline. Metcalf keeps it in bounds at the 35 and dives out to the 42. Carlton Bailey made the stop on special teams. They're trying to punt away from Eric Metcalf for obvious reasons, but that was not a very good punt. The Falcons will have good field position at the 42-yard line.
Well, Capers doesn't want to let the big play guys beat him, and that's one of them. If he can keep the ball away from him, he's going to diminish the chances for the Panthers to get blown up.
We'll be back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. 13:04 to go, third quarter, tied at 13. Falcons ball, first and 10 from their own 42, out of the shotgun. Red gun offense. Jeff George Play fakes to Hayward, rolls right, throws left. Mathis behind a screen, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Mathis to the 35 of Carolina on the left side. Rod Smith made the stop. There was a play fake to Ironhead. Jeff George rolled left and then made the screen pass, rolled right, and then made the screen pass to the left side.
Yeah, they faked the run-and-shoot version of a sweep, and the offensive line, Roman Fortin and Mike Zandowski, end up coming back, peeling back, and running the screen. I'll tell you, that play could have gone further if Mike Zandowski would have just kept running instead of looking around for somebody to catch up to those guys.
As it was, it went for 23. First down, 10 Atlanta now from the 35-yard line of Carolina. Game tied at 13. Jeff George hands off. Ironhead tries the middle this time, gets to the 33 of Carolina. Rod Smith came up to make the play there from the cornerback position.
Yeah, they just tried a quick hitting trap up the middle, and Carolina wasn't fooled by that, and Falcons only gained 1 yard, I think.
Jeff George, 15 of 22 for 186 yards and a touchdown after that 23-yard play that went down to the 35-yard line. It's spotted now right in the direct center of the field. Falcons in their black jerseys, silver trousers, going right to left. The Carolina Panthers in their white uniforms, Carolina blue trim, silver helmets, left to right, defending with a 3-4 look. This is second down 8 out of the shotgun. Jeff George. Falcons pick up the blitz. George has a man. Terrence Mathis almost intercepted. Mathis was down there at the 2-yard line, but Rod Smith cut in front of him, and had he grabbed it, it would have been a very clean pick for the right side cornerback from Notre Dame. Incomplete.
I'll tell you, that went right through his hands. He should have had that one. The Falcons cannot afford to turn the ball over. Right now, they've only got one more than the Panthers, and I told you at the beginning, I think as long as they stay no worse than 2 more than the Panthers, they're going to be okay. If they get above and beyond that, I think they're going to get in trouble.
June Jones worried about it. Lost the first preseason game to Philadelphia, 6 turnovers. Lost the final preseason game, Buffalo, 5 turnovers. So far here today, just the one. That was the Roel Preston fumble on the kick return. On third down and 8, Jeff George, a lot of time, comes over to the left side, complete this time and out of bounds at the 15-yard line to Terrence Mathis. First down, Falcons. This time he beat Rod Smith, who didn't get to him in time. And it'll be a first down at the 15 of Carolina. Falcons looking to take what would be their first lead of the game.
The only way the Panthers have gotten any chance or gotten near George is when they blitzed. The offensive line has played very, very well. Lincoln Kennedy was the guy we were worried about at the beginning, but as June Jones said, Dave Richards was going to play some today. We haven't seen him yet, and that's an indication of how Lincoln has been playing.
First and 10, 2 right outs, 3 to the right side. Jeff George looking to the left side, pumps, now goes into the end zone. There's J.J. Burton, incomplete. He was overthrown. Outstanding defense by the rookie Michael Reed, though, who did not get fooled by the veteran J.J. Burton. Jeff
had all day again. Just those guys have got to get open. That was good coverage by the whole secondary there. He really didn't have anybody to throw to. But when you can stand back there that long, you and I could get open.
Second down 10 will be the situation for Atlanta at the 14 of Carolina. Falcons and the Panthers are tied at 13. Panthers took a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end set in a slot to the right side. Eric Metcalf in the backfield. Here's a draw to Metcalf, 15. Cuts right. Cuts inside, 10, 5. Oh, boy, Metcalf started on a draw to the left side. It closed down. He cut to the right side, then back inside, right down the hash marks, and they finally tripped him up just short of the first down at the 5-yard line. Former Falcon Tim McKyer got him.
I hope Ironhead doesn't start watching this stuff and thinking that's how he's got to run the ball, because if he were doing that, that would have been a 2-yard loss. Eric Metcalf got ability, I'll tell you, to shake people out of their jock straps, and Tim McKyer was out of his right there, but unfortunately just lucked out and tripped him up.
Third down 1, Atlanta at the 5 of Carolina. Tied at 13 early in the third quarter. Jeff George, short drop. Looks to the right side, can't find anybody. Now does, cuts down. Bird Emanuel. Atlanta with the first lead of the game. George to Bird Emanuel. Lot of time. Looked at about 4 options before he found number 87, Bird Emanuel.
I'll tell you, those guys were just running around like you and I would if we were playing touch football out in the street. And eventually they're going to get open, and Jeff had nobody within 4 or 5 yards of him.
Morton Anderson in for the point after. Falcons have taken a 19-13 lead. Ball is down, kick is up and good, and it is 20-13. The Atlanta Falcons with a 7-point lead and 9:59 to go in the third. Back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Falcons have taken the lead 20-13. That was a 58-yard drive in 3 minutes 5 seconds. The key play on the drive was the 23-yard pass completion, Jeff George to Terrence Mathis. Then he came back to Mathis for 19 yards and went to Emmanuel for 5 yards in the end zone after getting great protection. So it was 7 plays, 58 yards. Falcons lead 20-13. Here's the kickoff from Morton Anderson. He drives it deep into the end zone again and out of the end zone. No chance for Randy Baldwin, who led the AFC in kickoff returns last year, to even get his hands on it. So Carolina comes out trailing for the first time in their franchise young history. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. Have a score just popped in here from our wires. Cincinnati is leading 16-10. That's a shocker right there.
I tell you, Frank Reich is a little shaken right now. You know, the beginning of the game, he would have completed that pass because there was a couple of receivers were somewhat open, but right now he seems to be a little shell-shocked with the pressure the Falcons have been putting on him. You know, when you get out of a rhythm, when you get into one, whether it's good or bad, it's hard to get out of that. And right now, the Falcons are going well and the Panthers aren't.
2nd down 10, Panthers from their own 20. Reich has thrown 2 consecutive incompletions. That's the most he's thrown consecutively in this entire game. Gonna try it again. Pass rush is on, incomplete. That's 3 consecutive pass attempts by Frank Reich, intended for Mark Carrier at the 23.
I'll tell you, Chris Dolman is having a field day over there with the left tackle rookie Brockemeyer. He's beating him, and then the back is having to deal with him, and he's laying some wood to the backs who are trying to pick up where Brockemeyer left off.
Carolina on 3rd down 10, only 2 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. 3 wideouts in there now. Reich up behind his center, Curtis Whitley. Reich straight drop, pressure up into the pocket. It's blocked at the line of scrimmage. Falcons had excellent pressure, and one of the defenders cut right into the middle, got his hands up to block that pass. The pressure came from Dolman, among others.
The Falcons don't
I think
need...
Dolman got it.
Yeah, well, the Falcons don't need to run any twists, like I said earlier. All they need to do is let their athletes up front run after the ball. And Chris Dolman did bat the pass on that one. You know, that was one where the guy had a decent block on him, but, you know, Chris decided to use his 6'6" frame and jump up and block the pass.
Credit for 2 sacks in this game already for Chris Dolman. Metcalf back to take the Barnhart punt. This one's much better, and they're kicking it to Metcalf. Fair catch at the 31-yard line. Excellent, very quick downfield coverage by Dwight Stone of Carolina. Forced Metcalf into the fair catch. We'll be back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Falcons out in front for the first time in the game, 20-13. Carolina drive stalled. Frank Reich having trouble completing passes now with not much running game, and the Falcons bringing on the blitz. Chris Dolman knocked down the pass attempt. 48-yard punt for Carolina, and the fair catch for Eric Metcalf puts it at the 31-yard line of the Falcons, leading 20-13. 9:31 remaining in the third quarter. St. Louis and Green Bay tied at 7 in the third quarter. San Francisco leading 21-9 down at New Orleans in the third quarter. Steve Young, who was injured earlier, is back in there. Jeff George is rolling, can't find anybody. Pulled down from behind, back at the 27-yard line by Sean Price. Once again, Jeff George out of the pocket, kept looking for somebody, finally had to eat it. Jeff George comes up limping a little bit.
That's the thing, though. He doesn't have to eat it. When he feels that pressure outside the pocket, all he needs to do is I don't know, he may be able to literally just drop the ball and almost get away with it.
Right, it's intended to save the quarterbacks. If you're outside the tackles, out of the pocket, you can throw that ball down and intentionally ground it in effect without a penalty flag being thrown. This will be 2nd down 15 after the 5-yard loss on the sack. Handoff, Ironhead Hayward hit at the 30, breaks a tackle, and then another. He gets back the lost yardage, but not much more, out to about the 33 and 34 on the right side. Tim McKyer came up to make the play. Cleveland leading New England 14-6. in the third quarter, and Houston in front of Jacksonville, the other expansion team, 7-0. Tampa Bay out in front of Philadelphia, 7-6 in the third quarter. Tampa Bay's defense with 4 sacks.
I think I may be on a pace to only win one of my picks for the day. Not only the ones we did on the air, but
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, well, I was 0 for 10 years in the SEC, so that shows what doing games helps you. This will be 3rd down 9, Atlanta. Out of the shotgun, Jeff George. Pressure. Jeff George had to get rid of it too quickly. Incomplete, intended for Metcalf. Excellent pressure came right up the middle at Jeff George, forcing him to get rid of the ball too soon.
Panthers are changing up. They brought in 2 new defensive linemen on that series, Price and Cragen, and then also brought a few new wrinkles. But last quarter and a half, things haven't been working, so Capers is changing things up, trying to get the momentum back on his side.
Well, the Falcons netted about 1 yard on those 3 possessions after the Jeff George sack. And now Straczynski into punt. He'll hit it from just outside his own 20. Eric Gulliford back for Carolina. Very high but short. Fair catch called for by Gulliford at his own 35-yard line. It hung up there. There's no return yardage, but it was not a very long punt by Dan Straczynski. Back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Carolina had the 10-0 lead in the first quarter, but they have not scored, Carolina, since 1:07 remained in the first period. Since then, it's been all Falcons. Atlanta has the lead, 20-13. Carolina has the ball. 1st down 10, left side hash mark at their own 35. Carolina in their white away uniforms, trimmed in Carolina blue, going from left to right. Falcons in the 4-3. Reich with the handoff. This time it goes to the youngster Griffith, who gets about 3 yards off right tackle. He's in his 3rd year from Illinois. It was a expansion draft choice from the Rams, and Jesse Tuggle with 7 tackles in this game made the stop that time.
You got to give Jesse his credit where credit is due, but he doesn't make that play unless Pierce Holt does what he does, which is stuff the right guard, stand him up, not able to make the tackle, but make it easy pickings for Jesse.
Jesse should be buying him some steak dinners. 2nd down 7 from the 38. In motion from right to left goes Mark Carrier. Reich, good protection. Pumps, drops the ball. Now he's dropped at the 28. Dolman got him his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Reich made a nice move. There was a good pickup of the Falcon pass rush. Then as he pumped, he dropped the ball.
I think he did not throw when he pumped. I think he didn't want to get the ball batted by Chris Dolman.
Quarterback got his arm forward before he could bring it back. Lost the football. Incomplete pass.
So instead of that being a sack and a fumble, they're calling it incomplete. And you heard Gordon McCarter say he was moving his arm forward. Well, maybe. It'll bring up 3rd down 7 now from the 38.
There's nobody, and I guarantee you, nobody in the stadium more irritated than Chris Dolman right there, because he had himself another sack, and those sacks probably add up to about $100,000 a sack when it comes time to renegotiate next year.
Would have been his 3rd. On 3rd down 7. Boos now for the official decision. Right back to throw. Plenty of time this time. Incomplete. Intended at the 46-yard line for Eric Gulliford, who made a diving grab on the right side, but it fell to the turf. And so the Falcons, who didn't like the officials' call, hold anyway on 3rd down. And Tommy Barnhart comes in to punt. Barnhart averaging about 46, 47 yards a punt. Hit his last one for 48 yards. Eric Metcalf back at his 15. Falcons lead 20-13, 7:17 remaining in NFL Week 1 from the Georgia Dome. Good snap. Here's the punt by Barnhart. Brings Metcalf to his left side of the field at the 16, cuts to the right. Now stutter steps and has nowhere to go. Penalty markers are down at the 20. Falcons may have made an illegal block over on the right side. They threw the penalty markers right at Alton Montgomery.
I think Alton's going to get a tackle here.
So the Falcons will lose some more yardage. Metcalf actually was knocked down there at the 18. Outstanding coverage on that punt. By the way, Tommy Barnhart, like Dan Straczynski, is excellent with the hang time, and that one was up there nearly 5 seconds, allowing those wideouts to get down there. I'm supposing, Bill Fralic, that's why the 40-yard dash is timed as a 40-yard in the NFL. Punts are 40 yards. They want to know how fast you can cover the 40. You think that's why it's a 40-yard dash time?
They think in 40s, I guess.
Holding during the kick. Number 28 receiving team. Half the distance penalty from the spot where possession changed. 1st down.
Well, we gave all the blame to Alton Montgomery. And Gordon McCarter just gave it to rookie Ron Davis.
You know, my problem there is I took your lead. You said it was thrown at Alton, and I jumped in and said, yeah, I should have known better.
That's a rookie mistake. You and Ron Davis, you're going to have to make a couple and hope to come away with a win in this game. 20-13, Atlanta leading. 7:04 to go. Third quarter. Falcons ball at their own 7.5-yard line. First down. Jeff George up under center. Roman Fortin drops, rolls right under pressure. Screen pass right side. Metcalf to the 10. Metcalf hammered, but forward out to the 14 by Lamar Lathan. Still a gain of 4.
They lined Ironhead up at that left tight end there, and Eric in the backfield, and they just rolled right, and there hit Eric out in the flat. And Eric, I'll tell you, impresses me more and more. The more I watch him play, there he was running, trying to make a cut, and got drilled, not even seeing the guy, Lamar Lathan, coming from behind him there, and still held on to the football.
Second down, 5, Atlanta from the 13. Now 2 receivers split wide left and right. Ironhead back in the backfield. Metcalf in the right slot. Jeff George, long count, looks at the 3-4. Ironhead tries right side. He went outside the tackle, and he's thrown for a loss of 1 or 2 by big Mike Fox at 6'8", 300 pounds.
Yeah, that was a what we call 32 belly or something, therefore, where he runs right behind the right guard. But unfortunately, Mike Zandowski was not able to contain Mr. Fox. And I do say Mr. And he's 6'8", about 300 pounds. I think most people would refer to him as Mr.
Whatever happens to the Carolina Panthers in this game, as we thought and as many people believed, this is a solid expansion franchise team. They're not bad. Third down 6, Atlanta from the 12 of the Falcons, leading 20-13. Jeff George, straight drop. The ball is deflected as he lets go of it by Gerald Williams. Pops into the air but falls incomplete. The Falcons 3 and out. The penalty on the kick return called against Ron Davis put him in a deep hole they could not get out of.
Falcons have to fight getting into a funk right now. They fought back from being down by 10-0 and fought back. Now they're controlling the football game. Now they seem to have gotten a little flat, and they've got to protect themselves from getting too flat here.
Straczynski with his 4th punt of the day. The last one was only 32 yards. He'll take this in his own end zone, punting right to left. Good pass rush. He hits a cannon shot. Fair catch is being called for back at the 46-yard line by Eric Gulliford, but the Panthers will have good field position. This is the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. 5:23 to go, third quarter. Atlanta leading by a score of 20-13. Before they snap the ball, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
You're listening to exciting Atlanta Falcons football. The Falcons take on the Carolina Panthers on WZGC Z93, Atlanta's classic rock and radio home of the Falcons.
Carolina ball, 1st and 10 from their own 45. Right play fake. It's going to be dragged down from behind by big Chris Dolman. There's sack number 3. He had 1 taken away from him previously when the official ruled that the passer's arm was in motion, but not now. 3 sacks for Dolman and 5 Falcon sacks on the afternoon.
When he gets cranked up, he is one of the best guys to ever play that position out there and get after the quarterback. And right now, he smells blood, and for good reason. He's got a rookie over there playing his first game, and that guy's got to be feeling pretty bad at this point in time.
Second down 16, Carolina. Reich, short drop. Completes for 4 yards over on the left side. Instant closure on the play. Willie Green caught it. Terry Taylor hit him. The Georgia Baptist Medical Center has teamed up, speaking of sacks, with the Atlanta Falcons to sack infant mortality. For every sack made by an Atlanta Falcon during the regular season, we will donate $50 to Georgia Baptist Fight to wipe out infant mortality. So Chris Dolman's doing more than just making himself some money with all those sacks he's racking up. It'll be 3rd and 5. Ball at the 50. Carolina. White uniforms moving left to right. Blitz up the middle. Down goes right at the 43. Alton Montgomery's 2nd sack. He came unmolested up the middle.
He came right up the middle. Somebody, either the left guard or the center, has got to take him and leave somebody else free. You got to take, they always coach you got to take the most dangerous guy. And that point in time, Alton was the most dangerous one. He was closest to the quarterback. He timed that blitz up perfectly.
Well, the Falcon defense teeing off on Reich now because Carolina has shown no ability to run the ball. 4th and 11 for Barnhart's punt. Good snap. Hits it from his own 33. Angling it over to the right side. Fair catch by Metcalf at the 18-yard line. So that's where the Falcons will start, leading 20-13 with 3 minutes, 57 seconds to go in the third quarter. Some updates around the NFL. San Francisco 24, New Orleans 15. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Steve Young, injured in the first half, is back in, healthy and playing for San Francisco. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. And how about this one? Cincinnati 21, Indianapolis Colts 10.
Maybe Lenny should have concentrated his upset pick on that one instead of going against the 49ers.
Yeah, picking Saints to beat the 49ers as his upset of the day. Of course, Pasquarelli's so good, he likes to live on the edge. First down 10 from the 19, Atlanta, leading 20-13. 3:57 to go, third quarter. Jeff George draw play. Eric Metcalf to the 20, 25, cuts to his left, 30 out across the 30, down the sidelines and out of bounds. Comes Mr. Excitement to the 38-yard line. Eric Metcalf. My, oh my. Cleveland, how could you have let that man get away?
I'll tell you what, that play was made possible by Ironhead coming over and chipping off, helping the left tackle Bob Whitfield when he's lined up in that tight end position. They just blew Darian Connor down the middle. Then he comes off and knocks the DB on his back. Unbelievable.
And Metcalf with tremendous acceleration. First downs, Falcons out at the 38-yard line of Atlanta, leading 20-13. Out of the shotgun, Jeff George looks right side. Here's a blitz. Pumps, now throws. It's complete to Metcalf for about 5 yards, maybe 4 before he goes down. Hit by Bubba McDowell. Once again, Carolina blitzed on that play. They sent Tyrone from the 43-yard line to the Falcons. Atlanta leading 20-13, 2:52 to go, third quarter. Jeff George underneath center Roman Fortin. With a snap, handoff Metcalf, left side, across the 45, cuts it outside, near the 50, first down by Metcalf, depending on the spot. He got right near the first down mark, and one of the Panthers is slow to get up. Eric Metcalf, you've got to buy a ticket to a Falcons game to see Eric Metcalf.
Well, if you're June Jones, too, you've got to take advantage of those two linebackers who are lining up as defensive ends for the Panthers right now and run the ball right at them. I'm sure the offensive linemen, Bob Whitfield, Lincoln Kennedy, Zandowski, Tobeck, and Fortin are saying, come on, please give us a chance to run the football. You know, we're ahead right now. We don't have to play catch-up football. Give us a chance to wear them out, and that's right what they're doing right now.
Metcalf has 5 carries for 44 yards. Metcalf has 6 catches for 62, so that's over 100 yards total offense for Eric Metcalf. And by the way, the Falcons, Jeff George has thrown for 220, but the Falcons have run for 76 yards, and they seem to be running more effectively and at their choice than they did last year. And of course, a lot of that thanks can go to having a back who can run it like that with Metcalf. Tyrone Poole, the rookie, was down. He is now up. This injury timeout that we've been waiting for is sponsored by Piedmont Hospital, celebrating 90 years of medical excellence. Couple of more scores. Tampa Bay leading Philly 14-6. The 12 minutes to go in that game. And Cleveland leading New England 14-9 just at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So the ball has been spotted right at the 49-yard line of Atlanta, just near the midfield stripe on the left side hash mark. It was a first down. 2 defensive backs now have been injured for Carolina. Steve Lofton was injured in the first quarter, and now Tyrone Poole. First down, 10 Atlanta. 2:19 to go, third quarter. Jeff George in the shotgun. Ironhead stands to his left. Jeff George wants to throw to the right. Incomplete. Excellent coverage that time intended for Vernon Manuel. Coverage from Tim McKyer, the former Falcon.
T-Mac almost had a interception there. He'd be running into the end zone right now if he would have broken on that ball just a split second quicker.
And we would never hear the end of that.
Thank God he didn't do it.
He'd be taking out ads in the papers, getting banners behind airlines.
There's one thing for sure. When he does something well, you will hear about it. He'll make sure of that.
2:09 to go, third quarter. Falcons 20-13. This is second down, 10. Metcalf in the slot to the right side. Fakes some motion. George, straight drop back. Almost. It is picked off. Intended for Metcalf. Carolina ball. Brett Maxey, a former Falcon, with the interception at the 43-yard line. 2 times in a row, Jeff George forced it into coverage, got away with it on McKyer, did not get away with it with Brett Maxey.
When you're down by 1 or 2 touchdowns and you've got to make things happen with only a quarter and a half to go, or not even a quarter and a half, then you try and do those things. When you're up by a touchdown, and wanting to protect that lead, and things are going pretty well and you're moving the ball, you don't have to force the ball into those kind of situations. When you do that, bad things can happen.
And that was a bad thing, the interception by Carolina. Was it Stephen King? Bad things can happen. No, who was it today? Frank Reich, hands off to Baldwin, tries to run up the middle, breaks a tackle, fumble. Carolina covered their own fumble, however, right at about the 48-yard line. Eric Gulliford came up with the ball after it was fumbled by the running back.
That was a heads-up play by Gulliford.
That ball squirted loose, and nobody was near it except for Gulliford. We have 1:43 to go, third quarter. Falcons lead at 20-13, but the turnover has quietened this crowd. Very, very cautious crowd at the Georgia Dome here today as the Falcons fell behind 10-0. Reich, hands off. No yardage at all this time for Howard Griffith. He was hit by Chuck Smith.
Chuck Smith just tossed Metzelaars aside like a rag doll, went in there and made a great tackle.
Now just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Falcons leading 20-17. Dom Capers and his expansion Carolina Panthers. Capers has seen the run and shoot before when he was at Baltimore, Philly in the USFL, and New Orleans and Pittsburgh in the NFL. Carolina on third down, 4, 3 wideouts, right back, good time. Short hops it to the receiver, incomplete. Carolina, Willie Green, intended receiver, was open, but Reich did not get him the ball.
I'll tell you, the biggest difference right now between this offense now and the way it was performing in the first quarter is Frank Reich. He has not thrown the ball with nearly as much confidence as he was at the beginning of the game.
1 for his last 7.
He's been drilled a few times, and that tends to cause quarterbacks to get a little anxious and second guess themselves, and right now he's doing that.
You know, he's locked in a battle for the starting quarterback job with Carolina with veteran Jack Trudeau. Kerry Collins, the #1 draft choice from Penn State, is the man waiting in the wings. Barnhart's punt from his own 39. Angles Metcalf over here to the 10. Fair catch, signal 4, bounces in and out. Did it get into the end zone? Yes, touchback, and the Falcons will have it out at the 20-yard line.
Finally a good bounce for the Falcons.
33 seconds to go in the quarter. Falcons will have it, first down 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Falcons need to make something happen here, Bob. The longer this game goes like this, within 7 points one way or another, anything can happen, a fluke play, whatever. And the Falcons want to have at least a 10 points to 2 touchdown lead going into that latter part of the fourth quarter, because I said anything can happen. And sometimes, as they used to say in professional wrestling when I was growing up, it usually does.
When you were growing up?
Well, part of my growing up, I'm still doing that.
Yeah, I just wanted to call you on that. First and 10 Atlanta from the 20. Handoff Ironhead, gets about a yard, not much more. Off the right side, tackled by Tyrone Poole, the cornerback who was injured, the rookie, who's back in there for the Carolina Panthers. Couple of score updates. Pittsburgh leading Detroit 20-14 early in the fourth quarter of play. And Houston ahead of Jacksonville 10-0. Timeout on the field. One of the Falcons slow to get up. It looks like Zandowski. And the trainer's out there to look him over, out there right about the 21-yard line. Everybody holding their breath. Zandowski is one of the veterans on the offensive line in his 7th year.
Jeff Palcoa has already trotted on the field for him. Hopefully Mike is okay.
Still down is Mike Zandowski. They're rolling him over now to take a look. We can't tell him. We're not going to speculate. But Palcoa, who backs up at guard and center, goes in on the right side for Mike Zandowski. He's had a pretty good game today, made some key blocks, and had his hands full trying to handle Mike Fox out of that 3-4, the 6'8", 300-pounder, the defensive left end for the Carolina Panthers.
Zandowski is a real powerful player, and a guy like Mike Fox is exactly the kind of guy he'd like to play against, a big burly guy who tries to overpower you. You're not going to do that too often to Mike, but I don't think Jeff Palcoa is the same kind of player, and this could present problems. He's more of a finesse type of guy, and I think if Zandowski cannot continue to play, this is an area of concern, and we may want to watch, because Fox is so big and strong and powerful, he could disrupt the offense.
Gives me a moment to tell you that this broadcast is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League and is intended solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any other use of the descriptions and accounts of the game without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons is prohibited. The broadcasters for this game are employed by Infinity Broadcasting of Atlanta, who is responsible for the content. Zandowski is up now. They're going to help him off the field. The trainers and some of the players coming out to help. First one out to help is Jim Richter, the former Buffalo great offensive lineman who signed as a free agent late in the season. And we don't want to speculate, but obviously it's a lower leg problem for Zandowski. He looks, Bill Fralic, to be putting some pressure on it. It's his right leg.
Well, I know how tough he is, and they wouldn't be helping him off unless there was something going on there. And I hate to speculate, too, but hopefully it's not as bad as it looks right now.
15 seconds to go in the quarter. Falcons' Jeff George out calling the play. He probably won't even attempt to get this play. It'll give the Falcons what would effectively be a free timeout and chew up some time on the clock with their narrow 20-13 lead. And we're ready for our final 15 minutes of football when we return. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. Falcons 20. Jeff George throws it out to the left side. It is complete to Terrence Mathis to the 27-yard line. Mike Zandowski, Falcon right guard, helped off the field. Looked as though he had injured his right leg. We have Fred Khalil down there waiting to check to see what we hear on the status of Mike Zandowski. Jeff Palakoa has gone in to play that position.
See him walking around. He's limping still, but he's walking around on the sideline.
Usually a good sign. Splitting wide to the left are Burden and Metcalf. Wide to the right side is J.J. Burden out of the shotgun. On third down, 3 Atlanta from their own 27. Jeff George in the pocket. Comes across the middle. Almost picked off again. This time the rookie, Michael Reed, almost grabbed it. Intended for J.J. Burden. And Fred Khalil on the sideline. You have any update on Zandowski?
Bob, what basically happened, the trainer was just feeling underneath the kneecap. There's really no prognosis there other than that there is a problem underneath Zandowski's kneecap. So we don't know if he will return or not, but he is walking around. So we do, up till now, expect him to come back.
All right, thanks, Fred. Here's the punt by Casey. Carolina attempted a punt block, but he got it away anyway. Gulliford takes it at the 34-yard line. Fair catch. And that's where Carolina will have it. So the first quarter was all Carolina when they led 10-0 and then 13-3. Second quarter was all Atlanta as the Falcons scored all their 20 points in the second quarter. And the third, nobody did anything. Back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. 14:21 remaining in this game. Falcons lead at 20-13. I said nobody scored anything in the third quarter. Obviously, early in the third quarter, the Falcons scored that touchdown. Nothing for the rest of the quarter, scoring-wise for either team. And it's 20-13 Falcons. 14:21 to go in the game. Carolina ball. First down 10 from their own 34-yard line. Griffith and Baldwin in the backfield. Reich wants to throw again. Right side. Incomplete, intended for Carrier, almost picked off by Ron Davis.
Kevin Ross made that play, though. That would have been a reception, but Kevin Ross just drilled him right in the chest and jarred that ball loose.
Ron Davis could have had the bobbled ball, but couldn't control it. Jeff George, 219 yards in the air today. Frank Reich, who got off to a great start, is only one of his last 8 passes. As Carolina has shown thus far, no running game. Second down 10. Carolina from their 33. There's a check off at the line. Bob Christian single setback. Reich, Falcons are coming. Reich, quick toss. One-handed catch attempt, incomplete, intended for Mark Carrier. Fred Khalil, what do you have on the sideline?
Well, Zandowski left on the golf cart, so he will not be back. It is a sprained knee. Trainer Ron Medlin says it's not ligament, it's not cartilage damage, just a sprained knee. So he's not going to return today.
Thanks, Fred. Watch your own knees down there on the sideline. 14:08 remaining in this ball game. It is third down 10 Carolina. Christian and Griffith in the backfield to protect Reich. Falcons blitzing Reich. Under attack. Gets it loose. It's almost intercepted. The man who had his hands on the ball was Kevin Ross at the 50. Carrier reached up and broke up the pass on him. Ross is shaken up on the play. Carolina 3 and out, and they'll punt the ball away again. You know, in the last 7 or 8 possessions of combined teams, there's only been 2 first downs.
Yeah, this game has gotten awfully boring quick here in the third quarter. The Falcons got a good rush there, though, and Chuck Smith was able to get to him just quick enough where it kind of threw him off the rhythm. And then Kevin Ross was definitely the MVP for the Falcon defense on that particular series.
The 8th punt of the afternoon for Tony Barnhart now. His last one was 51 yards. He had a 48-yarder earlier. He's hanging them high. He's going to get a lot of action this year for this expansion team. This one wobbly, coming to the right side. Metcalf, fair catch at the 26-yard line. And that's where the Falcons will take over, leading 20-13, 13:52 to go. This is the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Falcons ball, 1st and 10 at their own 26, leading 20-13. No scoring in this game since early in the third quarter. We have 13:52 remaining. NFL Week 1, 1995, the first game in the history of the Carolina Panthers franchise. Falcons wanting to avoid to be the first team to lose to the expansion franchise. George with a handoff. This is Ironhead Hayward. He gets across the 30 to the 32. Gain of about 5. Sam Mills made the stop for the Panthers. And by the way, Kevin Ross, who has been playing so well for the Falcons at safety, was poked in the eye on the last play and came off the field. We got that report from Fred Khalil. I think he'll be all right. He looks to be at this point. We'll keep our eye on Kevin Ross's eye. 2nd down 4 from the 32. Burden wide left. Emmanuel wide right. Ironhead set up as the tight end on the right. Metcalf in the backfield. On the 2nd down, draw play. Metcalf finds an opening. 1st down and more across the 40 to the 41, and down goes Metcalf. Oh, it just takes a moment and a sliver of daylight, and he's out there.
I'll tell you, with him running that draw, that adds a whole new dimension as opposed to Ironhead. Nothing against Ironhead, but a guy like Metcalf can really make that draw open up. Falcons need to keep the ball on the ground and do the quick 5-6 yard passes, low percentage in terms of possible interception, control the football, move it down the field like they did in the second and part of the third quarter.
Burden split to the left side, Emmanuel to the right side. Ironhead back in at the running back spot now. Jeff George in the shotgun on 1st and 10. 5-man rush. George in the pocket going long. Has Emmanuel. Incomplete at the 17-yard line, right side. McKyer covering. Well, so much for the conservative approach. As soon as you say that, Jeff George comes out and airs it all the way down to the 16-yard line. Not a well-thrown ball.
Well, when you're doing that, though, if he intercepts that ball, it's almost like a coffin corner punt. That isn't that bad, but when you're throwing 15 and 20-yard passes across the middle, trying to force them into double coverage, that's when you're, rolling the dice. When you want to keep the odds in your favor, and that's what you need to do, especially when you've got a lead.
2nd down 10 from the 41 of Atlanta. Falcons lead 20-13. Timeout called on the field by Jeff George. He comes over here to talk to June Jones. Jeff on the day, 20 of 34 for 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. We'll be back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Bob Neal, Bill Fralic back with you at the Georgia Dome. Falcons lead at 20-13, 12:21 to go. In this second half, the Carolina Panthers have not picked up one single first down after looking very effective on offense in the first quarter of the game. Once the Falcons settled down, the Carolina offense went to sleep. That's since the first quarter. 2013 Atlanta. Falcons ball, 2nd down 10. Following the Jeff George timeout out of the shotgun. Roman Fortin with the snap. Corner blitz. What a grab down here. No, incomplete. He went out of bounds by Bert Emanuel at the 49-yard line. Well, now they're spotting it down. Let's hold it for a moment.
There's a little conference going on down there. I think they're going to call that reception.
I think so, too. It was signaled incomplete, but they're going to spot it short of the first down as a reception out at the 48-yard line. And I agree, it was a reception as we look at our television replay. Update you some more scores. 4 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Tampa Bay 21, Philadelphia 6. Randall will be the subject of the newspaper articles tomorrow. And San Francisco now barely leading New Orleans at the Superdome, 24-22. Former Falcon Michael Haynes caught a touchdown pass for the Saints. Third down 2, Atlanta from their own 48. Jeff George backpedals quickly across the middle for the first down to Terrence Mathis inside Carolina territory.
They're doing exactly what they need to be doing now, throwing the short outs to Terrence, Burden, letting Metcalf run a draw now and then with Ironhead lined up at tight end to control the football, move it down, and you don't have much chance. You diminish the odds in terms of having a turnover.
Metcalf comes off the field. Onto the field goes Mitch Lyons. So the Falcons will have 3 wideouts at tight end and Craig Hayward in there this time. Burden and Mathis line up on the left side, as does Mitch Lyons. Right side's Bert Emanuel. This is first down 10 from the 46 of Carolina. Behind center, handoff, Ironhead. Inside the 45 to 44, gain of 2 off the left side for Atlanta. And now the clock running down, 11 minutes to go in the game. Falcons leading 20-13.
It's just a straight dive right up the middle and really nondescript play for all you listeners out there. I don't think there's any adjectives, Bob, or I could give you to say much about
it pretty
that
well.
one.
Total yards on the day, the Atlanta Falcons 320, Carolina 191. Fourth quarter, 5:43 to go. San Francisco leading New Orleans 24-22. We reported a moment ago. Jeff George with the back pedal. Now under pressure. Flags are down. Looks like holding. It's complete to Mathis for the first down, but I think there's going to be a hold on Atlanta. Bob Whitfield was back there trying to protect Jeff George. Darian Connor was the pursuant.
I'm not going to say who that was.
Holding, number 70, offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Your man, Bob Whitfield. But I'll tell you something, Jeff George should give him $5 anyway, because Jeff waited forever, dropped about 20 yards back, and Whitfield was doing everything he could to protect Jeff and protected him, but at the cost of a holding penalty and a 10-yard mark-off against the Atlanta Falcons. Today's attendance, by the way, 58,808 at the Georgia Dome. They spot the ball at the 46 of Atlanta now, where it is second down and 18. Back into the shotgun formation. 2 receivers left and right. Haywood into block. He goes out on the pass pattern 2, intended across the middle for Metcalf. Metcalf was covered like a glove by rookie Tyrone Poole. Incomplete.
Falcons got to stay away from those second and long. Carolina has a lot of success, as anybody would, against a team who's in a second and long situation.
Left side hash mark at the 46-yard line. Jeff George now is 21 of 36 on the afternoon for 233 yards passing the ball. 2 TDs, 1 interception. The man with the most catches is Terrence Mathis. Remember, he had 111 last year. 8 this afternoon. Jeff George in the shotgun on the third down, long yardage. Waits and waits. Avoids a sack, runs right. Then misses Ironhead Hayward. Takes his helmet off, does George. He is frustrated. Excellent quarterback pressure from Mike Fox. Some bluebirds coming out here as the Falcons move backward on that possession. Even though Atlanta leads 20-13, 9:46 to go in the game, and Carolina's going to get the ball again.
In defense of Pauco, it's tough coming off the bench playing against a guy who's in the rhythm, been warmed up and playing for a half, to come in and play real well. And that time he just got beat by a good player.
Low snap. Straczynski gets away a beauty. Very, very high. Gulliford's going to take it at his 8, cuts to his left. Now back up inside the 15 to the 18-yard line. Gulliford goes down inside the 20. And there Carolina will have the ball. We'll be back in a moment on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
Hi, this is Denise. I'm on vacation until the 6th. Leave a message.
Denise, I'm sorry, girlfriend. I was crazy not to send the money Western Union. I knew you needed it right away. When a girl finds the man of her dreams on vacation, she should be able to stay as long as she wants. But I'm sending it Western Union this time because I know you can trust them. Oh, and since you found such a great guy, you wouldn't mind me going out with Anthony, would you?
Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
Hi, we're on the road with 1-800-COLLECT. We're in San Diego. I'm getting a tan. So you're about to make a call using 1-800-COLLECT. Who are you going to call? My friend Conan in Phoenix.
My mom in New Orleans.
Ready? Yeah. Nervous?
No.
Let's do it.
1-800-COLLECT. to you, Mom.
Hey, I just called you 1-800-COLLECT.
I'm a good girl.
Just figured I'd call and tell you where I'm at.
Besides the tattoo I have.
Kind of easy, wasn't it? Totally easy. I used to do the old 0 and number and the operator. What are you going to do the next time you need to make a collect call?
Just call 1-800-COLLECT. You can't forget.
1-800-COLLECT. Part of this complete breakfast for long-distance calls.
Hey, Falcons fans, play the Payday Punt Payoff in today's Falcons game, and you can win $10,000. Here's how it works. If the Falcons return the designated punt for a touchdown, you win $10,000, or $5 for each yard gain. It's that simple. So be the 10th caller right now at 404-741-9393. That's 404-741-9393. And play the Payday Punt Payoff to win $10,000. Call now.
When you want the excitement of Falcons football, you want Z93. When you want great classic rock, you want Z93. Hot football action, great classic rock. Gee, I think I'm getting excited. Z93.
Bob and Bill back with you at the Georgia Dome. 9:34 to go. Panthers ball. Today's Jeep Grand Cherokee Sports Challenge trivia question was, who was the last Falcons running back to rush for 100 yards? The answer, Eric Pegram. Randy Mouche of Fayetteville was first with the right answer. Wins today's Jeep Grand Cherokee Trivia Challenge. Carolina breaking out of the huddle. First down 10 from their own 18-yard line. 46-yard punt from Dan Straczynski. Gulliford got it to the 18. Here's a draw play. Once again, no running game. Randy Baldwin stopped as he tries the left guard spot at the original line of scrimmage.
Clay Matthews and Jesse Tuggle didn't bite on that one. They played the draw. They hung in there, didn't play the pass, played the draw, and made the tackle.
It'll be second down now. They give him a yard on it as they mark it out here close to the 19-yard line. Randy Baldwin stays in at the running back spot. Only 27 yards rushing all day for Carolina. Double tight ends, Tillman and Metzelaars in there on this second down and 9. Tillman in motion. Frank Reich, straight drop back, has time. It is complete over the middle, out to the 30-yard line for a first down. Carolina, and that's their first down of this half. Pete Metzelaars, former Buffalo tight end, made the reception.
They gave him adequate time there, and he finally got a good pass off. He hadn't thrown a good one here in a while, and he finally got one. Unfortunately, Ron Davis chose not to have good coverage either on that one.
Frank Reich out of Maryland led the great comeback. Maryland against Miami. That great comeback for Buffalo. Handoff. Left side, Randy Baldwin, about 3 yards. Mo Gardner makes the stop. Dolman, Gardner, Holt, Chuck Smith have gone most of the way, although we've seen Archambault and Jumpy Gathers in there on the defensive line some today also.
Frank also led the great defeat of the Pitt Panthers versus the Maryland Terrapins back in 1983.
That sounds like something you have personal knowledge of.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Second down 6. Carolina from the 34-yard line of the Panthers, moving right left, wearing their white uniforms trimmed in Carolina blue, Falcons in black jerseys. Howard Griffith in motion in the backfield. Handoff. Baldwin finds running room, his first running room of the day, and gets a first down to the 42-yard line, and that is the long gain from scrimmage for Carolina today. Clock ticking down, 7:24 to go. Atlanta leading 2013.
It's like the Falcons had a bunch of guys over there, and I don't know, quite frankly, how he slipped through all of them, but he did. That was a heck of a run.
The first down marker at the 42-yard line on the left side hash mark. Mark Carrier goes wide to the right side. Don Beebe to the left side. Right behind the center. They're going to run it again. Baldwin, this time no gain. He's hit by Jesse Tuggle. 9 tackles on the afternoon for Jesse Tuggle. The middle of the Falcon defensive line, Mo Gardner, Pierce Holt, and then, of course, the cleanup by the linebackers has been far more than Carolina can handle today.
Chris Dolman helped make that play, too, because I think it was initially expected to bounce outside, but he got such good penetration that the running back had to try and cut it up inside, and Jesse was there to make the play.
Second down 9, Carolina. 6:32 to go in the game. Tight formation on the second down 9. Carrier split wide to the right side. Tillman tight end in motion right to left. Reich, good protection again. It is complete over the middle to the 48-yard line, about 4 yards short of the first down. To the possession receiver, Don Beebe, also an unrestricted free agent, who also played at Buffalo. Beebe, Reich, Metzelaars, all Buffalo players.
I think they've run a few skeleton drills together over the years.
Don Beebe in his 7th year. Metzelar's his 14th. Reich his 11th. Tampa Bay has beaten Philadelphia 21-6 today at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Here it is 3rd down 3. Carolina crowd cheering, wanting the 4-3 Falcon defense. They're blitzing. Reich gets it away. It is complete for the first down to Beebe at the 43-yard line. DJ Johnson covering. Falcons came and couldn't get to Reich.
They blitzed, they came, they saw, but they could not conquer. And unfortunately, DJ had to play off there. He was in man-to-man coverage. When you're out there in that island, you cannot afford, when it's 2nd and 3 or 3rd and 3 and short, to play, up there real tight, because if they run a fly, you're going to be burned. And the first down is not as bad as a touchdown.
Carrier and Beebe both wide to the right side now in a slot formation. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 42. Here comes Carrier in motion right to left. Reich's going to give it on the draw to Baldwin. A little running room, about 8 yards to the 35 of Atlanta. Remember, it's a Falcons 7-point lead, 20-13. DJ Johnson made the stop. Carolina running that clock down. 4:43 remaining. Atlanta up by 7.
Started off the whole game, actually, been running these play-action passes. Now they're kind of running draws along with them. And the Falcons are not even respecting the play-action, but they're getting hit with the runs now. Now they got the Falcons off balance. Now they got to change their whole philosophy, or mentality, I should say.
2nd down 3 from just outside the 35 of the Falcons. There's a check off at the line. Griffith steps up. Now the Falcons are going to come after Reich. He gets it away, throws it away wisely, just as he's drilled. Good pressure on the blitz that time. Lester Archambault was the first man back on the quarterback pressure. That'll bring up 3rd down 3 for Carolina.
It was very smart on the Panthers staff here to change up. They're running a draw, but they're actually running out of somewhat of a play-action pass, which kind of sounds like a contradiction, but because they've thrown the ball so much out of there, the Falcons aren't even considering it a run.
This will be 3rd down 4. Falcons with 6 defensive backs in there. Tillman in motion, right, left, now back to the left, right. They're bringing everybody on Reich. He gets rid of it. It's short, hops incomplete at the 28-yard line. Somebody got a hand on it. Falcons on the blitz pressure. Now this is going to be a tough situation for the field goal judgment as 4th down comes up here. As the line of scrimmage is at the 35, that would make it about a 52-yard attempt, and a field goal might not help with 4 minutes to go. It looks like they're going to go for it on 4th. 4th down 3. This will be the play of the day defensively for the Falcons. 4:06 remaining in the game. Crowd on their feet. Falcons 4-3 defensive look. Reich behind center. Reich's going to throw. Has time. Waits. Penalty markers are down. Reich is down. Flags on the play at the line of scrimmage. Looked like a motion possibility against Carolina. 4:02 to go in the game. Atlanta up a slim 7. Carolina now indicating the penalty may be against Atlanta. If it is, it'll give them a 1st down.
It's a charge timeout. Atlanta, number 1.
Well, penalty markers went down everywhere.
For the offense, but after the timeout had been called.
There you go. The illegal procedure on the offense, but the Falcons had called timeout, waving off the flag. So now Carolina will have their 4th down again. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
The Falcons take on the Panthers in stereo on the new radio home of the Falcons, Z93 WZGC Atlanta. Great classic rock with exciting Falcons football at 92.9 FM Z93.
New England now leading Cleveland 17-14 late in the 4th quarter.
All right, I picked them.
I knew that. That's the reason I looked over at you and thought I'd bring you a little happiness this afternoon. Pittsburgh and Detroit tied at 20. I picked the tie,
I didn't see that bracket in there.
In pencil. St. Louis leading Green Bay 17-7. 5 minutes to go in the game. Of course, it's the St. Louis Rams. The Falcons will be playing up there on Thursday night in October of this year. But what happened there is the Falcons called timeout just before the ball was snapped and just before illegal procedure would have been called against Carolina. As it is 4th down 3. Carolina back over the ball. Falcons now have to make another 4th down stand against the Panthers. Lined up in the pure 4-3. Reich behind center. Tillman in motion. Left to right. Looked like somebody jumped off sides. Reich is hit by the Falcons. It looked like the right side tackle Derek Graham moved before the snap. couple of the players are locked together down there. Chuck Smith and Derek Graham, as a matter of fact. They come apart. Let's see what the call will be. Apparently, it's on
offsides.
Carolina.
Yeah, offsides on Carolina. Punting unit for the Panthers coming up.
False start. Number 74, offense. Prior to the snap.
That was it.
5 yards.
Derek Graham. So it's still 4th down, and now Carolina will punt. They ran the clock down to 4:06 and haven't done anything except call timeouts and throw flags with no time expanding, no time leaving the clock. Metcalf back to take the Barnhart punt. It'll be his 9th of the day. Metcalf at his 10. Good snap to Barnhart. Angles it over here, over the head of Metcalf. It bounces back. The Falcons bounce outside the 15 and down at the 18 by Howard Griffin for Carolina. That was strange. That ball hit down inside the 10, but then took an Atlanta bounce out to the 18. Here's a final. New England beat Cleveland today, 17-14. You picked emotion over depth and stability. I picked depth and stability. Emotion wins.
Actually, it was a home field advantage there that made me go with them. Now I guess some 1-on-1 on the ones that have already been decided.
You know, there's still one up, but talking about our picks, still one up for grabs, and that is the San Francisco-New Orleans game, 24-22 late in the game. Don't have a recent update, but we'll certainly be looking for one. That's a division game that both Carolina and Atlanta would be very interested in.
Well, this is the one I hope I'm right on. The other ones are secondary.
First down, 10 Atlanta from the 18. Jeff George behind center is going to hand off to Ironhead Hayward. Cuts it wide to the right side. Fumbles the ball. Carolina recovers at the 23. 3:47 to go. And Carolina has it at the Atlanta 23-yard line. Now hold it. The players are still arguing. Their officials made one call. Now they are confirming it is Carolina ball.
Well, it's 3 turnovers now, more than the Panthers.
You said the magic number would be 2 to win this game, not more than 2 more turnovers. Well, let's see what the Falcon defense can do here. Their backs are to the wall. First down 10, Carolina at the 22-yard line of Atlanta. 3:47 to go. Falcons leading 20-13. An unlikely fumbler is Craig Hayward, but he put it on the ground.
Lathan did a great job there stripping that ball.
Slot right formation, Panthers. At the Falcon 22, Reich behind center, in motion out of the right slot comes Mark Carrier. Reich dropping, good protection, flags flying. Oh, it's been flag football so far here in the 4th quarter.
I don't think they've run a play without a flag here in the last 5 minutes, as far as the Panthers are concerned.
False start. Number 74, offense, prior to the snap. 5 yards, still first down.
Derek Graham called for the false start. He was called for that previous false start that was nullified by the Falcon timeout called, ill-timed timeout call. And they'll spot the ball back here at the 27. Now make it first down 15.
I'll tell you, when the Falcon fans get loud like that, it makes it very difficult for the opposing offense to hit on all cylinders because not everybody can hear what the quarterback is talking.
The line of scrimmage, 27, right, snap, looks right side. Over the middle, it was tipped by somebody, incomplete.
Either Chuck Smith or Pierce Holt got that one.
Good interior pass rush right up the middle by the Atlanta Falcons. It'll bring up second down and 15 for Carolina. Carolina trailing by 7, 20-13. The Panthers, in their first ever NFL game, the expansion franchise, got out to a 10-0 lead over the Falcons. Atlanta came back to take this narrow 7-point lead. 3:44 to go. Second down, 15 from the Falcon 27. Tillman in motion. 4-man rush by Atlanta. Reich's going to be sacked. Right up the middle comes Dolman for 4.5 sacks on the day. Reich goes down at the 35.
I'll tell you, Chris beat, and probably a holding penalty to boot, too, which he'll probably decline. But anyway, Chris beat Brockemeyer inside.
Holding, number 78, offense, penalty decline, second down.
Professor Fralic had that one right, and now it'll be second down over again. Now check that, it's third down. I thought so. Third down over again. and it will be third down 24 from the 36. Falcon defense has stood tall so far. Can they do it one more time? Pro set, Carolina. Third down, 24 from the 36. Falcons blitzing right, up the middle. He goes down at the 45-yard line. Jumpy Gathers gets his first of the year, and the Falcon defense has bailed this football team out this afternoon. Ironhead put it on the ground at the 22. It was first down 10 Carolina. It ends up 4th and 24, and Atlanta has 8 sacks on the day.
There is a lot of talent on that front four, and I can assure you, no matter how good or bad Carolina is, if those guys are healthy, any offensive line in the league is going to have problems blocking those guys and keeping them off the quarterback.
Here's the punt from Barnhart. Hits it from his own 45. Very high, fair catch signaled for by Metcalf. He corrals it at the 16. There the Falcons have 3 minutes and 10 seconds to keep the ball moving offensively and protect a 7-point 20-13 lead. It has been a battle here today. Frankly, I expected that it would not be a blowout kind of a ball game. I did not expect that the Falcons would have to battle back from a 10-0 deficit in the first quarter.
Well, Carolina is going to try and keep the ball games close all year, and that's what they're doing here. And now they're going to try and play mistake-free football, play decent defense, control the football on offense, and not beat themselves like the Falcons have tried to do by committing 3 turnovers.
No turnovers for the Panthers this afternoon. First down, 10 Atlanta from their own 16 in motion. From the right to left goes Mathis. Now sets in the slot. Handoff. Ironhead right up the middle to the 20-yard line. He's the man who fumbled the ball at the 22 on the last Falcons running attempt. And now timeout has been called and charged to the Carolina Panthers, trailing 20-13. A couple of scores for you, Bill. We were talking about that San Francisco-New Orleans game, closer than I expected, but the defending Super Bowl champs win 24-22 at the Superdome in New Orleans. And now with 3 seconds left in the game, Cincinnati and the Indianapolis Colts tied at 21. The Rams leading Green Bay 17-7 late in the fourth. Detroit and Pittsburgh tied at 20 in the fourth quarter. First weekend of NFL action, 1995. Falcons next week will travel to the home of the Super Bowl champions, to the San Francisco 49ers, for a game at 4 o'clock Eastern time from Candlestick Park. Falcons with a 7-point lead here and 3:04 to go. Second down 6. Atlanta. Jeff George behind center. Roman Fortin. Ball right at the 20-yard line. Mathis in motion left to right. Now sets in the slot. Handoff. Ironhead right up the middle. Gets about 3 and not much more to the 24. Sam Mills makes the stop for the Carolina Panthers. And Carolina is calling timeout again, trailing 20-13.
Carolina, number 2. Fortin.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Carolina has only 1 timeout remaining. That's correct, officially. 1 timeout remaining for Carolina. Falcons have 1 timeout. Of course, they don't want to use anything. They want the clock to run with 2:56 to go. This will be 3rd and short.
Right again, Bob.
There you go. For a rookie, you can sure come and get me every now and then. You're going to make me ask the question. Eric Metcalf in the backfield, draw play, 3rd and short. What?
I don't know. You're going to put me on a limb here.
Yeah, trying to.
I think they're just going to run I think they're going to run a short little out, and Jeff is going to throw it to either Terrence Mathis or Bert Emanuel.
I like a man who will make an open prediction right in front of everybody. Hope you've enjoyed the game today. It's been ugly, but I think Atlanta will be happy if they can escape with a win, 20-13. 2:56 to go. Falcons up at the line of scrimmage. This is 3rd down and about 2. Jeff George, long count. He's going to roll right side, throws it short right. Metcalf, first down, 35-40. Metcalf to the 42. First down, Atlanta.
Well, it was half right. They threw it. It was a great call, though. They faked the dive to the left, and Jeff just rolled out. You know, he has the option to either run the ball, which it doesn't seem that he's going to do that very often this year, but then he throws it out in the flat to Eric Metcalf, who was just pretending to be a backside blocker there to the defense, but then he just peels out, and he's wide open in the flat. Big play, great call, very low risk for anything bad to happen other than not make the first down.
Falcons keep the ball, establish field position out at their own 42 now, leading 20-13. 2:11 to go, 2-minute warning coming up. Handoff, Ironhead, only a yard or two, running it right up the middle. He gets near the 44 and goes down there, and the clock ticks down to the 2-minute warning with Atlanta leading 20-13. This is the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Have another final score. How about this? 31-yard Norm Johnson field goal for the win. Pittsburgh 23, Detroit 20.
I think Norm is going to be a great addition for that team up there.
Oh, he's a great kicker.
Yeah, he is. Very accurate, clutch guy, doesn't mind the pressure at the end. Only difference I see between him and Morton is Morton's able to kick him a little longer, especially on the kickoffs.
2 minutes to go. Second down, 8 Atlanta from their own 44. Mathis in motion, right to left, sets in the slot now. Jeff George is going to give it to Ironhead, wants to go outside, can't turn the corner, gets about 3 yards out to the 47-yard line. Clock down to 1:55. Remember, Carolina has only one timeout remaining, but now the Falcons have a conversion situation. Carolina calls timeout. They will have no timeouts remaining, hoping to let the Falcons force the Falcons to not convert on the third down and have a minute or so left if they get the ball back. The Atlanta Falcons Football Network will donate $10 to the Scottish Rite Children's Medical Center for every point scored by the Falcons this season. So far, Atlanta has scored 20-13, 1:55 to go, and Carolina with the timeout. The Panthers have, I think, debuted in the NFL in fine fashion. They're on the road. Their home address is Charlotte. They're playing at Clemson. They had their training camp at Wofford. Their practice facilities at Winthrop College. They're like nomads and gypsies, and yet they came in here a very poised, disciplined team and still have a shot at this game, down 20-13 with 1:55 to go. Timeout is over. Falcons line it up at the line of scrimmage. Burden wide to the left side. Emmanuel to the right side. Third down, 6. Falcons wanting to hold on to this football. Jeff George with the snap. He's going to throw it this time. He's not going to throw it. He's going to be thrown for a loss way back at the 35. Lamar Lathan.
I need to tell you, though, that was not Lincoln Kennedy's fault. He's the guy that got beat, but Jeff George should have pulled up there behind the guard, and he didn't. He kept running around and ran right into Lamar Lathan. That was not Lincoln Kennedy's fault. Lincoln Kennedy has a good game today, and Jeff George, every time he's been sacked, it's been his fault.
Straczynski lets it tick all the way down to 1:20 to go. Then he punts it. Fair catch by Guilford at the 20. So now the clock is stopped at 1:15 for the change of teams. And Carolina, with no timeouts, down 20-13, will have the ball. 1:15 remaining in the game. Well, the Falcons are not going to be happy with their inability to control the ball on that drive, and that's something that happened when Atlanta lost leads and lost games 4 times last year in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but here's the difference right here. If these guys can hold them, that's what they were unable to do a year ago. And I think if the last 2 quarters or 3 quarters any indication, the Falcons should be able to put the nail in the coffin here.
All right, Reich behind the center. Falcons rushing 4. Reich straight back, throwing right side. It is complete to Bob Christian, who gets a lot of running room way out here to the 42-yard line and out of bounds to stop the clock. That used only 7 seconds. Falcons in a prevent defense because with a 7-point lead, they, of course, don't mind giving up field goal territory. They need only to keep the Panthers out of the end zone.
You got to realize that there's no pressure on Carolina right now. The Falcons are the ones that are hearts are pumping right now. You know, they're expected to win. Carolina, doesn't matter if they lose or not. They've already established themselves that, hey, they're not a bad football team.
All right, first down, 10 from the 42. Carolina, Reich behind center. He'll be throwing. Falcons bring 6 men. Reich gets rid of it. It's almost picked off by Kevin Ross, intended for Christian on the right side, incomplete. Clock down to 1:03. So the Atlanta Falcons did bring 6 pass rushers that time, and Kevin Ross with a nice defensive play, isolated on the fullback Bob Christian. So the clock down to 1:03 on the incompletion. Reich on the day, 20 of 38 for 255, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Back to the line of scrimmage, second down, 10 from the 42 of the Panthers. Atlanta up 20-13. Reich In the pocket, going long, has a nice O-cut out there at the 40-yard line from Gulliford, but did not get the ball. Juan Davis cover.
It's pretty good protection there. This game has gone exactly like Dom Capers hoped it would have. Falcons have turned the ball over 3 more times than they have. Really haven't done anything outstanding offensively, and you got to attribute part of that to what Carolina's doing over there. But I think the Falcons, with the injury to Zandowski, and it seems like Jeff George on occasion has been a little out of sync, have let them play the game and stay in the game till the very end.
57 seconds to go. 3rd down 10. Reich behind center. Single setback Christian. Falcons bringing 5. Good protection. It is complete over to the left side to Willie Green for the first down to the 45-yard line of Atlanta. But now the clock is running, and Carolina has no timeouts remaining. They will be unable to stop the clock. Final scores. Houston beat Jacksonville 10-3. Early first quarter, Seattle 3, Kansas City nothing. Reich on first down from the 45. Straight drop, wants to go long. Has a man, looks for Willie Green. Touchdown! Touchdown, Willie Green! Terry Taylor was covering on the play. The Carolina Panthers, with 26 seconds left, are now down 1 point. The veteran from Ole Miss made a great grab on the long bomb from Frank Reich, and the Falcon fans are stunned. The cheering you hear are the crowd who came down from Carolina. Now let's see if the Panthers are going to go for 2. It looks as though the Panthers are going to go for 2. They're down 20-19, 26 seconds left.
They got to do it.
The Falcons are stunned, giving up the long pass, 44 yards, right to Willie Green.
Willie Green, Terry Taylor running stride for stride. They stumble on, get their legs locked up, but Willie Green keeps his eye on the ball. Phenomenal catch.
A big play by Willie Green, a free agent who played last year with the Bucks, 3 years before that with the Lions.
I'll tell you, the defensive linemen were exhausted. And when they're exhausted and they get that way in a 2-minute drill, they really get no pass rush on. He had all the time in the world. As we talked about earlier, they're going to play it close, and then they're going to hope things like that can happen. I mean, that ball there very easily could be not caught and back there trying to, convert a 3rd and long or 4th and long.
Okay, here we are. 26 seconds to go. 2-point conversion attempt by Carolina, trailing 20-19. Falcons had called timeout. Neither team with a timeout remaining now. So it's all down to the play. Carolina scores, they win. They don't score, they lose. Here they come. Ball spotted at the 2-yard line. Double tight end, single setback Christian, Reich behind center. In motion Tillman, right to left, now back to the right. Reich back to throw. Falcons blitzing, flags down.
Hopefully that was offsides on Carolina.
Penalty marker dropped at the line of scrimmage. It goes right along. It is against Carolina.
74 offense prior to the snap. 5 yards.
Derek Graham, but now this is kind of a mixed blessing, Bill. The chances of stopping the 2-point conversion are on the side of the defense. This will now be a 1-point conversion, which could send this game into overtime.
I agree with you in terms of the rating the odds, but I think anything can happen on that play, and I like the Falcons' chances better going in overtime, Todd.
Casey will try a 25-yard extra point. It is good. The game is tied. 26 seconds left in regulation. Tied at 20-20, and once again, this is going to bring back a lot of memories of last year when the Atlanta Falcons could not hold a 4th quarter lead. One reason is they could not control the ball on offense. They would give it up. The defense would have to make a hold. The defense then wouldn't hold. Well, it happened again here today. Call it deja vu. And we have a tie game at 20-20. Frank Reich to Willie Green, 44 yards. That was an 80-play drive. 80-yard drive in 5 plays in only 56 seconds.
I was going to say, I missed a lot of those. I missed about 15 at least.
And the touchdown to Willie Green.
The Falcons, that was a fluke. I mean, Willie Green made a great play. It was a great throw, too. But, I don't think you can fault the Falcon defense as a whole on that. They just made a great play. But I think it was to the Falcons' benefit that they did not have an opportunity to run that two-point conversion there.
Tied at 20, 26 seconds remaining in regulation. Then we would go to overtime. These Panthers took a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. Haven't scored since then until 26 seconds remained in the game. And now they will kick off to Roel Preston and Jamal Anderson for the Falcons. You know that on the sideline for Atlanta is Morton Anderson, who is, of course, a tremendous field goal weapon. Former Falcon kicker Norm Johnson kicked one today for Pittsburgh to get the win with time running out. Maybe Morton Anderson will have the same opportunity. Ball is kicked on the ground. Squib kick comes down to Ron George. He is running it out to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, out to the 36-yard line. Comes Ron George, clock down to 20 seconds. Nobody has any timeouts left, so the Falcons will have time to maybe run one play.
Well, do you think they go for it here, or they just sit down and take the chances with the coin toss?
I'm for chance with the coin toss.
I think they're going to go for trying to pick up about. They're on the 35 now. If they get to the other 35, even the other 40, Morton's got a chance of making it.
But they're out of 20. They're out of timeouts.
Yeah, they could get out of bounds, run a couple plays.
Yeah, they could. We'll see. From the 36, first down, Jeff George out of the shotgun. He's going to go to the sideline, to the 50-yard line. Bert Emanuel, who did get out of bounds, and that stopped it with 12 seconds. If they can do it again, there would be an opportunity.
Now, if they do it again.
Inside the 35, you know that Morton Anderson has an opportunity.
I think if they can pick up about 10 yards there, I'd give them a whack.
You know, Anderson's longest is 60 yards, his career longest. He's 5 out of 5 from 50-plus, counting preseason. Had a 51-yarder here today. 12 seconds left, tied at 20. Jeff George, waiting, incomplete. Now 7 seconds left. He was looking for Metcalf, but Metcalf was covered very well. Jeff George threw it out of bounds. 7 seconds to go. The long walk back to the line of scrimmage. Neither team with a timeout. Falcons taking their time getting back there. This was 10-0 led by Carolina in the first quarter. Falcons came back and scored a lot of points in the second and early in the third quarter to get out in front 20-13. It stayed that way until 20 seconds were left in the ball game. 7 seconds. Jeff George rolling right. Throwing it to Metcalf, out of bounds with 3 seconds at the 38.
I was going to say before that play, Bob, if they get to the 40-yard line, I think they win the game here in regulation.
Morton Anderson onto the field with 3 seconds left, and this field goal attempt will be the Toyota kick for cash, a chance for Douglas Tiller of Rome to win $100 from Toyota. They're spotting the ball at the 48. It will be a 58-yard attempt from the left side hash mark. Morton Anderson has not missed from 50-plus. They are set at the line of scrimmage. Straczynski holds. Here's the snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. It has close distance. No, it's not going to make it. Wide to the left side. A 58-yard attempt falls wide to the left, and we have overtime at the Georgia Dome. Back after these local messages of the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Morton Anderson missed the 58-yard field goal attempt. It remains tied. We have 15 minutes of overtime or sudden death. But before we get to that, Douglas Tiller of Rome, Georgia, is a Toyota kick for cash winner. Will receive $100 from Toyota if the field goal would have been good. But since it wasn't, Douglas will get 2 tickets to an upcoming Falcons game, compliments of Toyota. On the coin toss, which is a very major coin toss in the overtime, of course, Carolina won, and they will receive and go left to right. Morton Anderson with a kickoff for Atlanta. Tied at 20. I'm stunned. I felt the Falcons would dominate the game. I did not think it would be a blowout, but I felt that the experience and talent on the Falcons would certainly outweigh the lack of chemistry and the new team and the mixture at Carolina, the expansion team. But I think these Carolina Panthers have shown that they are for real.
Well, I think the offense and defensive line of the Atlanta Falcons did control the game in a lot of respects, but unfortunately 3 turnovers were committed, which adds up. And also the way that Carolina has played the game, they've played play action passes. It's kind of tough to, even when you're controlling the line of scrimmage, to do anything with that if your defensive backs aren't covering real well, and I don't think they have today.
Excellent game plan. Morton Anderson is going to drive it deep into the end zone. Baldwin will touch it down there, and the Panthers will start it 1st and 10 at their own 20, tied at 20, and sudden death. Sudden victory is more like it. 14:54 to go in the period. The overtime at the Georgia Dome. A lot of people have left the Dome already. I guess, as what'd you say, Bill? 3 hours and they go no matter what.
Regardless. So my question to you was, do we get paid overtime for this? And you said you did, but yes. I don't.
I have to introduce you to my agent.
You have. I think he put all his efforts on your behalf.
Yeah, I hope so. 1st and 10, Carolina at their own 20, tied at 20. Pro set formation. Howard Griffith in at fullback, handoff Baldwin. Nothing going, down at the 20, 2nd down 10. Mo Gardner made the stop.
Not only did Mo Gardner stuff the left guard, he also made the tackle. That was a great play by Mo. He's one of the niftiest defensive linemen in the league. He just gives guys fits trying to block him up and down the line. He's the kind of guy that can run as fast laterally as he can forward almost.
2nd down 10, Carolina from their own 20. We're in the early moments of sudden victory overtime, tied at 20. Right to throw, right side, quick drop, quick throw. Carrier eludes 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, out to the 33. 1st down, Carolina. Mo Gardner had to come all the way downfield to make the tackle.
Ron Davis is really playing off the ball there. I tell you, that play is going to be there the whole way down the field if they don't get up on the ball a little. You got to play with confidence.
John Casey, experienced field goal kicker who played at Georgia, is the field goal kicker for Carolina. He did not miss one time from inside the 40 last year when he kicked for Seattle, but he does not have the classic strong leg. Right throws it complete over the middle to Griffith, gain of about 3. He is out to the 37. Matthews makes the stop.
Good protection there by the offensive line.
It will be 2nd down and about 7. The Carolina Panthers have done everything they've needed to do today. They got off to the good start and led 10-0. Falcons came back, started dominating the game, but then 3 turnovers throughout the game have really made a difference, and that's why it's tied. Reich with a snap, handoff, draw play. It comes to Baldwin across the 40 to the 42. He needed to get to the 44. So let's see where they spot it. It will be a 3rd down conversion for the Panthers. We are in overtime, tied at 20. The final scores, Cincinnati upset Indianapolis 24-21. That game went into overtime. And a final, the St. Louis Rams upset Green Bay 17-14 at Green Bay. Here it is, big 3rd down conversion, 3rd down, long 3, right side hash mark. From the 42.5-yard line, Panthers going left to right. Reich, play fake. He's under pressure. Archambault rakes the ball loose and falls on it at the 30. Oh, baby, what a play by Lester Archambault.
I think I just figured out who I'm going to be talking to in the locker room today, Bob. That was a great heads-up play. Not only did he get his hand out there, Reich almost avoided him, but he knocked the ball out and then was able to fall on it and get the recovery.
So they'll spot it at the 31-yard line. The Falcons, remember, it's sudden victory in overtime. They have 31 yards to the end zone. Morton Anderson has 1 field goal today of 51 yards, missed the field goal attempt from 58. At the line of scrimmage, Jeff George. This will be conservative, you can bet on that. With the snap, handoff, Ironhead drives it to the 30, maybe the 29, and he's stopped there by Brett Maxey. Falcons just want to keep it in the middle of the field and line it up. That was the first turnover by Carolina in the game.
Got that differential down to 2. Yeah.
Which leans toward, you said, a victory. You sound like you could maybe do this for a living. That's a good call.
I said if it were above 2, then it would be very much in question, and that seems to have been the case.
It was, and now Falcons 2nd down, 8 from the 29 of Carolina, tied at 20. We're in overtime. Jeff George is going to throw it. Little quick dump pass to Metcalf, who's drilled at the 25-yard line, gained about 3 by Tim McKyer. But Metcalf, who does so many big things, you don't notice the little things, like holding on to that ball and making that possession catch.
The more I watch that guy, the more I'm impressed with him. I'll tell you, he does all the little things real well. And then that ability, when he gets out in the open field, is really, really something to behold.
Metcalf today, 9 catches for 95 yards, 6 rushes for 54 yards. So you can tell right away that's around 150 total yards for Metcalf. He's paying his contract. 3rd and 4 Atlanta from the 25, hoping for the first down, but wanting to set up the field goal attempt by Morton Anderson. George is going to throw over to the right side, complete for the first down to Bird Emanuel. Now he stepped back before he was tackled. Let's watch for the spot, but it is apparently and is now officially a first down at the 20-yard line.
I think now the Falcons are going to try and keep it right in the middle of the field and pound it right up the middle. I think when you're at the 30-yard line, you're looking at a 47-yard field goal. Even for Morton Anderson, I don't like that. You get a big play like that, keep the momentum going like they have, and get a first down, get it in there. Now it's virtually a chip shot for them.
Yeah, from right here, this is a 37-yard field goal, but the Falcons lined it up, 2 receivers right, 1 left, got the tight end in there, lined up on the left side, Mitch Lyons, single setback, Hayward gets the ball, drives it right side, down to the 18, and down Hayward goes. Normally, Greg Hayward, excellent running back to protect the ball, but he did have a big fumble in this game today, one of the 3 Falcon turnovers. Not that time, though. They spotted at the 18. It'll be 2nd down 8. We're in overtime, tied at 20. Falcons have 9 sacks today, by the way. That ties a club record.
I think they're going to have some big days this year if those guys continue to be healthy.
Jeff George behind center. Roman Fortin takes the snap, hands it off to Eric Metcalf, tries the left side. Metcalf gets not much, maybe a yard, down to about the 17. It will bring up 3rd down and about 7. Morton Anderson warming up on the sideline. Anderson hit a 51-yarder. They're not even going to take the chance on the next play. Anderson coming onto the field with an opportunity to win it. They spot the ball at the 16.5. That makes this a 33.5. They'll actually mark it right about the 35. So let's the 25. So let's call it a 35-yard field goal attempt. Left side hash marks. Straczynski holds. It's all down to this, tied at 20 in overtime. Morton Anderson, the free agent. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up and good. The Falcons, Morton Anderson, the free agent from New Orleans, wins it with the 35-yard field goal. The Carolina Panthers, in their first ever NFL game, get a moral victory, and the Falcons get a 23-20 overtime victory to go 1-0 before they head out next week to play Super Bowl champion San Francisco. That's the final. Falcons 23-20 in overtime. I'll have a summary of the game.